It's showtime! Nighttiger Comics coming at you live. Let's do the intro here, baby.
Watch Nighttiger Comics.
Tiger Comics.
Tiger Comics. Nighttiger Comics. Nighttiger Comics. What? Nighttiger Comics. Nighttiger Comics.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're missing. All right, coming at you live. We got one watching. We got some guests coming. We're just hanging out in the comic room. We're bagging and boarding because I've been using the Proline bags. And I've probably done thousands of comics with them. I don't know if you can see it, but they wrinkle. And now I got to redo them all in Mylar. So it's quite a task. But I want my books to look pretty. I don't want wrinkly bags. I thought when I bought these, they'd be better than poly bags, but they lasted 2 years and now they're all wrinkling. It sucks. Money out of the pocket for watching. We got Steve, I Love Disney, coming here soon. We got Gratu after dinner. We got some people already in the chat. We got Derek Neiman. We got 3 others behind the scene. I'm sure we got Mom from the Codwolf household over there. Maybe Charlotte watching. Appreciate it. Let me put this link in the chat. Anybody who's got something to show, welcome to come on. Let's see what we got. Share with the community. So let's get into this. What kind of books I buy? I just picked these up. This shirt here, $5, 5 and below. First appearance of Brainiac. Got this one. Me Lucky Charms. And the Captain America shirt. They had 2 different turtle ones there. A bunch of other ones. 5 and below always got some great t-shirts, great deals on shirts. And if you like to do giveaways on your own channel, these are affordable giveaways, $5. Put those over there. So we got here. So we're going to rebag and board this. Check this message, see if it's anybody important. My mom is complaining and yelling mood. I can't come on at least until she stops. Mom! Stop yelling so Steve can come on. Ken's saying, did he get the link? Let's tell him it's in the chat. And yeah, so one of the I got a bunch of Silver Age. You see all the, I don't know if you can see the wrinkles on that. This one's, yeah, it's pretty wrinkly. So we're gonna rebag and board that one. I got one modern book in here that I got to rebag. Maybe 2. I think only 1 now. Dave Stevens, 3D, Sheena 3D. This is a great book. I got it pretty cheap. Now I think he's going to pay a little bit for this book, which kind of sucks. Sucks the comic book market where these books get picked up by collectors as being hot and then they're not affordable to the average Joe. But I really like this issue because it has the history of the character inside the front cover by Jerry Iger, and then continues in the back cover. Sheena's first appearance was actually in Europe, a tabloid size comic book called, I think it was called The Rag. And Jerry had gone to Iger and asked him if he could give him a knockoff of Tarzan. And who did I say again? Iger went to Creator of the Spirit. I can't think of his name. I just lost it. Maybe you'll tell me in the chat. Steven Spock, what's up? But he went to, that's not cool. I can't remember his name. Let me look at it. Man, what the heck? Who created this spirit? I got a comic right up there. I don't remember offhand. It's like I have a brain fart. But anyways, Will Eisner. He went to Will Eisner, and they were working together. They actually created a studio together. But this was before they started actually working together and they formed their own company. He asked him if he could do a knockoff of Tarzan, and Will Eisner told him, "Look, I don't copy nobody. I do all original stuff." So they brainstormed and they said, and Eisner said, "Well, what if we do a female Tarzan? Nobody's done that yet." That's how they came up with Sheena. Hi, Linda. I can't really talk. I'm on the internet live.
Oh, okay.
Do
Well, I
you,
won't bother you.
do you need anything? You want me to call you later?
No, it's okay. Don't bother. I'll talk to you another time.
Okay. Well, I can talk to you tomorrow if you want.
Okay. Well, I was going to go to church tomorrow with you.
You were? Okay. Well, I'll call you later then. Are you going to be up at 10?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll call you later.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Oh man, that's one of the sisters from the church that I minister to, and she hasn't gone to church, and I wasn't going to go tomorrow because my wife's out of town. But if she's going to go, I'm going to pick her up and I'm going to take her. But anyways, I was saying, so he said, how about if we create a female Tarzan? And so that's what they did. They used a term called sheenie, which is a derogatory term for a young, single Jewish girl. And Tiger told Jerry, don't tell anybody where that name came from because it's derogatory, means it's not a good thing. So that's how the character was born. Talks about that history. So that's really cool. You know, coming straight from the creator's mouth is what I like about it. It's not third-hand knowledge. I got my new laptop up and running. I just got to transfer some software and a couple of thousand files. So let's look at the comments here. We got Jackson Roy Kirk. What's up, brother? Meyer, you. Like I said, the link's in the chat. Everybody's welcome to come on and share anything they got. What's up, Derek? Steven Spock. Gratu says he's going to be here. And that's not Gratu. This is. Nope, that's not Gratu. That's Gratu. So I had to get a new laptop. I kind of drug my feet on it because my laptop that I have, my other one, which is over there. I don't know if you can see it here in the background, right there. It's a really great laptop. It's fast. I bought a specific kind of laptop with a lot of memory, a lot of speed. The only thing is, somehow the frame bent, and when I shut it one day, it cracked the screen, so I can't take it anywhere, and therefore I can't because I work out of town, I can't take in produce when I'm out of town. So I finally got me another laptop. What's up, Darth? Ken81. So basically all these I pulled out, they all need to be Mylard. So next, we got a couple Silver Ages here. I didn't pull too much Silver Age. That's for another day. But you can see the wrinkles on that thing. So if you're thinking of using Proline, I would think again. I mean, they were my LCS ordered a whole pallet this high. And it was you could get 100 in a bag for like $9 with tax. And they're like 1 mil Mylar. So the regular Mylar, this is like 2 mil. I don't know if it's actually exactly a Mylar, but it's what it feels like, a 1 mil Mylar, but it wrinkles. So it's just basically garbage. Someone told me I need to do a product review on that. Someone on Facebook. So that needs a Silver Age. So whenever I get extra money, I buy Mylar. Because it's expensive. I think it's like $21 for 50 of them on Amazon. But they come the next day, so it's really good. So first solo Doctor Strange, one of my favorite books, one of my favorite key books of the Silver Age. And that's the wrong size. That's the Golden Age. Isn't that? Yeah. So we need a standard size. Mylar or Gerber or whatever, they stopped making the Silver Age. They used to make a Silver Age and a Bronze Age, and now they combined it into one called a Standard, which isn't as snug on the Bronze Age. I would like it to be because I like my books snug. And I know there's two camps. Actually, I'm the only person I know that likes them snug. Most people like them a little loose. They say they want the comic to breathe. We got Beaker Me. Let me see that name. Beaker Meep Meep. Oh, Beaker. Oh yeah, he's one of the coolest. Animal and Beaker. Fozzie. I guess they're all pretty cool. I grew up watching the Muppets. I remember my dad first got back in '79. They had those pirated boxes to get HBO, and his friend hooked him up, and he was all excited. Turned it on for the first time, and then we watched Emmert Potter and the Jug Band. So I always remember that. That's a fond memory. So I have one more Silver Age in here. No, I think it's one more. First one Ghost Rider from Marvel, 1967. Even if they're not wrinkling yet, if I know they're in a pro line, I'm getting rid of it. So that was a gift from BWD Comics. That was okay. Higgy's in here. What's up, Higgy Pop Pop? Soda Pop. So guys, Gratu's going to come in later, and I want to preference this because I want to help him out. He's doing a live show all day, like a marathon. He's trying to raise money to get their air conditioner fixed. And if he came on, gave up his show, came on mine. And I'll go ahead and put his link to his GoFundMe. I'm going to do that later. I mean, no obligation, of course, but if you want to give $1, you want to give $5, $20, whatever you want to give, we're going to do that later. I threw in 20 earlier, helped the guy out, and Gratu's great. I love him. When I first saw him on YouTube, I really had a connection with him. Him and I have the same kind of thought process when it comes to politics and everything. So I just wanted to throw that out there ahead of time. Okay, Mylar. So raise your hands out there if you do Mylar. If it's too expensive, you'd rather just go the polybag route, which I don't blame you. I mean, it is expensive. I did a video, if you've probably seen it, I'm trying to downsize the collection. I really, I've been talking about moving for several years, and the truth is, it's a scary thing to move to another country. Well, my wife has land there. Her parents have a farm. She has 18 brothers and sisters. We could go. We have a place to stay for free, but it's a scary thing. I want to do it, but I'm on my feet. I think I'm over the fear. I think I'm ready to go. We said 2 years from to start getting everything done and getting out of it. So I really like to hone down the collection. I'd love to take everything, and I don't see why I could, but I feel like I got to be responsible. Okay, we got a Bronze Age book, 2 Bronze Age books in here. I had the full run. This is one book I was missing. Wow, I bought this in 2021. So in 2021, I had the full run except for this book for years and years and years. Never could find this one in a store or back issue bin or flea market. So I went ahead and got it off eBay. Iconic cover, Milgram. One of Milgram's best art is in this run, in my opinion. And I paid with shipping and tax for this $24.61. This is the first solo stories of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Steve Gerber on the scripts. And that's Marvel Presents number 3 from 1976. I would have been 8 years old at the time. 18, yep, 18 brothers and sisters, and she's the middle child. She's number 9. Okay, now what's going on here? Is this a Golden Age bag or something? I mean, board? Wow, so I gotta put some extra. This boards are too big, man. It sucks. Wait, this one might fit. Nope. Huh. That's weird. So I gotta get some other board. Then we gotta buy the bags. Then we gotta buy the boards. And I've been putting 2 boards now in every comic. Give it that really cool, strong structural feel to it. Now I gotta rewrite all this stupid stuff in here. So my wife went to Washington this week, Washington, D.C. My stepdaughter is graduating with her master's. Okay, I don't get what's going on here. I must have grabbed. Oh, I see what happened. I grabbed the current bag. And my wife, she's like, if my wife's like yours, she has a stash of purses and stuff. So she went and pulled down a backpack, a small one that she has. She uses for like a purse when she's traveling out of state. And she's like, "You got to come over here. Something's dead. I smell something dead." And I'm like, "Oh crap! What is going on? Why are you not fitting in here?" Oh, I grabbed the wrong board. Okay, I'm getting confused. What boards did I grab? So, anyways, I went over there, and there was something dead. Luckily, it wasn't on the ground, but it was up on her purse. It was a dead squirrel that the cats had brought up there. Why aren't these boards fitting inside these? I must keep grabbing a current bags. So she washed it. She said it smelled good, but when I went to take the other ones out of the dryer when I got home to put my work clothes in there, oh my goodness, it stunk. I had to rewash them again. So the next morning at 3 o'clock, I get up, and the cats have a fresh squirrel laying on the ground by the little room there. I'm like, are you kidding me? I must have been grabbing the currants. I don't know why. Will that fit in a current? Like I said, I like my books tight. I guess it will fit in the current. Boy, this is going to be, I ain't going to be done by the time. I run the show about 2 hours. I don't know where everybody's at. Mom and Pop put rabbits to sleep. Oh, yeah, it's all the same parents. They're cool parents too. They're actually my surrogate. They were my surrogate parents because my parents died when I was a kid, and unfortunately, they were in their 80s and 90s. They both passed away too several years ago. But my daughter, she works for Nestle, and she works in the division of Gerber baby foods. And I'm telling you, my wife, and her daughters, they're all smart as a whip. They all have master's degrees. I'm just a simple truck driver. I graduated out of high school. And I don't know, maybe I'm like an idiot. I vowed never to go back to school again because I did good in school. I was an A and B student, but I didn't like school. I went there. I did what I I had to do because my mom, I had a good mom. She taught me how to to read a lot, to study stuff. She would take us to the library every other weekends. She taught us math and would not let us use our fingers to ever count anything. We had to make sure she taught us to make sure we did it all in our head. But school was something that I knew I had to do, so I went. I did the best I could, which wasn't bad, but I went for the girls. Once I discovered girls, oh my goodness. I had one goal in life, and that was to be with girls. Oh man, I gotta write all this stuff again. I would just go over there and cut the board down, but I don't want to leave the camera. Where is everybody at? What's up, Neil? Everybody, you're welcome to come on. I put the link in the chat. Where is that at? Is that in? I forget. Are you live in Ohio? Yeah, I wish. I flirt with the idea of wanting to go to school, or at least get an associate's degree. But the truth is, I'm a truck driver, and I make 3 times more than what my wife makes. But she's got a master's in education, and she's a middle school teacher. I don't know if I got blessed. I started working for a great guy who owned his own company, and then he sold it and negotiated a wonderful contract with the company that he sold it to for me. But he put me through truck driving school, paid for it and everything. I still work with his family on the side. Matter of fact, I got a picture of him on the wall. He just passed away from COVID several years ago. All right, that one's done. That took a long time. She's finally in a Mylar. She's in a negligee. That's why I call the Mylars the negligee of the comic bag. Because they make her look pretty. Miss Purdy. Neil's in Ohio. Everybody shout out where you're at so we can stalk you. All right, I got one more book. That's a bronze. First, second, third appearance of the Wolverine. I'm not a big Deadpool guy. I don't really care for the character, and I don't watch movies that are rated R. But I was one day I was super hungry. I made a meal, and I was trying to find a movie with a lot of action that I could watch. And I tried watching like Andor. That was boring. I've watched that new Daredevil. That's boring. So I said, let me just click on this new Wolverine because I like Wolverine. Deadpool Wolverine movie, and my goodness, that I love that movie. It's so good. I skipped the ending. When I got towards the ending, I thought, oh, this is boring. It's your standard ending. I didn't watch the last 10 minutes of it, but the whole rest of the movie I thought was really well. And am I crazy? But does Ryan Reynolds channel his Jim Carrey while he's doing Deadpool? Because it sure feels like Jim Carrey into that mask to me. But maybe I'm crazy. All right, she's in. That one was pretty quick. Look at that. Nice and smooth. No wrinkles. Eater's pretty. Pretty. So everybody knows I'm in Florida. Darson, South Carolina. I was born in North Carolina, Fort Bragg. Roger Stern. Okay, I missed that comment. So Stern's first work in the last 2 Guardian issues. All right, let's get into some Golden Age. That's my thing. This is all faucets right here. So we'll do a couple faucets first. Well, at least one faucet first. Not Farrah faucet. So we got an infinity cover. Here, let's take it out because we're getting rid of this bag. I don't know, should I take all these bags and kind of make them really nice and take them to Goodwill? Really cool infinity cover. What the heck's he wearing? Is that a Dickie? Is that what they call a Dickie or something? He's got like a scarf on. I like that comic book. I mean, how many Golden Age issues do you see where they show a comic book newsstand actually on the cover? Not too many. Jackson, Roy Kirk's in Louisiana. I used to work there a lot. I go there usually every 3 months. I got a delivery over in Eunice and Grand Cane. Let me call his sister really quick. Let me get it going.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, brother. How you doing?
Okay. If you're gonna get a ride, I'm not. I hate to say this, but I was not planning on going in the first place
Oh, okay. Then don't worry about it.
because my wife's out of town. She's in Washington D.C. Our
Okay.
stepdaughter graduated with her master's this
Oh,
week,
how lovely.
and she's coming home tomorrow. And I just got home from work a few hours ago, and I got to make all our food for next week. And I was gonna go if you
Okay.
needed a ride. That's the only reason I was gonna go.
No, don't worry. My name
But
is Mandy.
I'm hoping that you're gonna go next week because I would definitely love to see you.
Yeah, well, I think next week is state conference.
Oh yeah, that's right. But I'm teaching Sunday school on the 23rd of June.
Oh, well, I'm having on Tuesday. I can't stand this. I'm having these little surgical procedures.
Okay, I'm gonna take you off speaker because I'm on the internet. You can watch me if you want. I'm on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I took you off speaker.
I'm having little surgical procedures. So I'm looking at it. I had the one last week. I take one last Sunday. And then on Tuesday, I'm having another surgical procedure.
Oh wow.
Put me out there.
Are you doing well? Because I've been praying really hard for you.
So, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I need it. And
I refer to you as the bionic woman in the prayer.
I believe me, I am myself. When I get to the airport, every bell in the airport is going to go off. So, I'll tell you when it's all over.
Okay.
Some of it's kind of embarrassing, but so this Tuesday they're inserting another not a case, nowhere near the heart, but putting something inside of you, and I won't be able to leave the house
Oh wow.
until I think it's June 20th, is it? Or June 17th.
Okay.
Because I cannot be active. I cannot be. I have to make sure I don't have any doctor's appointments till then, or any doctor's go to school or to any of that. Because I have to be very careful not to loosen this stupid thing.
Okay.
And then, like on the 17th, I think of June.
Well, I'm gonna call you this week and talk to you
Okay.
because I got a bunch of guys watching me right now.
Oh,
Bunch of comic book nerds.
oh gosh, go right ahead.
Okay. I love you. Talk to you later.
Listen, I really appreciate you so much. Please know that.
And I appreciate you just as much.
Oh, okay. You go back.
Okay. We'll talk later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. So Gratu wants to come on, but I got to email him the link. Gratu, what's your email address? Can you put it in the chat there, and I'll Google you. I'll Google it to you. Unless you don't want nobody to have it, you could text it to me. I might even have it. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I do have it. Nope. Okay, let me see. Let me look it up. Okay, text it to you. I can't text it to you unless I look at it and copy it over here. But let me see. Let me put it. Hey, what's up, Mark? Mark, come on, man. Let's see some of those killer Golden Age books. Okay, here's the link. I'm going to text it to you right now. I got to look for it. All right. PS. Man, my eyesight's not what it used to be. $3KF. S52. And that should be it. I think that's it. Looks like it's there. Okay, I texted it to you. All right, I got this killer book. I might as well just take it out before I show it to you. That way. So this book is 4 favorites. It has. Oh, I didn't even put it in the bag. Some of these a while back I got these boards for magazines. They're like super thick, and I cut them down to fit into whatever bag I needed to. So it's like having 3 boards in one board. Here's a Charlton comic. I love the blue on this thing. This is actually the first horror comic. It has a story of the old witch, which predates EC Comics by 7 years. She's the narrator. So shout out to my LCS owner in Gainesville, Florida. He turned me onto this book, said I could find one for $200, and I didn't believe him, and I actually did find one. Whoa, you were
This
starting.
is not good. What the hell? That's not. I was having this trouble earlier.
You're Batman 66.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. StreamYard is gone mad today.
Oh yeah, mine is a
So how do I
square now.
fix this?
I
Let me
don't
see.
know. I know if you sit the other way.
Yeah, I hate this, but I might have to do it this way. That's ridiculous. All right.
All right,
Something's.
let's see. Comics will ruin your eyesight, or is it your mind? They don't. I would. The new ones, maybe those shiny freaking pages on the new ones will ruin your eyes. You don't talk about dog. You want to put the GoFundMe link in the chat?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead,
It's
do
pretty
it.
miserable here. Let me see how I would do that.
I did talk about it already.
Yeah, I heard you. I had to eat dinner. That's why I was delayed. Um,
So, in order for me to get Gratu over here, he was doing a marathon on his channel. I told him come on over because he's raising money so that they can get the air conditioner fixed.
well, I was about to end it anyway for dinner and
Oh, you
continue it
were? I
tomorrow.
mean,
But
if you want, throw it in there. And if you guys feel like you want to throw him $1, throw him a bone, throw him
yeah,
50 cents, $5, whatever. If you don't want to throw him anything, don't do it. We
yeah.
don't care. We're
Let's
just trying to
see
help a brother.
here.
And a sister Greta, Greta non grata. You can use that catchphrase if you want. Greta non grata. So that's 4 favorites. It's got a Nazi swastika flag. What the freak? This is from 1945. It's a Randy Polaris Nazi cover. Damn darn Nazis. Well, we had Gratu on.
I've got to find back my way back to where you are.
He's got to go back to the future.
Oh, there you are.
Man, these books are looking nice now that I got them in Mylar. I come in here at night right before I go to bed, just take in the sights, and I see all the smooth, like glass, shiny Mylars on the wall, and I get goosebumps and a little chub. So we got Wiz Comics number 35. First appearance of the Spy Smasher in Fawcett Comics. This actually, I believe, has a married cover, so I got it very cheap. This book usually is like $200 some in this grade. But because of the married cover, it was 47 shipped. So whenever you get a comic in the mail and it's all mangled, we'll call it shipwrecked.
Shipwrecked? Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, sorry about all that trouble. It's been a lot of trouble today.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
What are we drinking there?
Oh, it's just caffeine. Well, I'm sorry, not caffeine, tea. I was thinking caffeine because I was thinking that's bad.
Tea has caffeine in it.
Does it naturally have? Is this allowed by the LDS Church? Because
it's all according to your own personal revelation. I mean,
I thought caffeine was frowned on.
Well, anything that's altering to the body. So anything like even bad foods frowned upon.
Which is almost all foods in this country. Well,
not according. Well, RFK is going to fix that.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. They sure
Did
are
you
trying
see
to vilify him.
they indicted that Democrat freshman congresswoman?
Which one was that?
For assaulting the ICE guard.
Yeah, I think I did hear about that.
They're off the freaking rail.
Yeah, it's called desperation. So, man.
Woman.
Here's an old friend of mine did this cover. It's not a comic book, but I've always been just as much into magazine collecting as comics.
Read this comment while you're talking.
I can't read that.
You can't read?
Okay, Nighttiger Comics. Can you ask
Ken?
Seriously, I'm looking at a screen.
Can you ask
Ken
if we can send him money and artwork? I have his green drink painting for Cleo.
Oh, that's a guy that hates my wife and I. He does this. Yeah, that's a.
It's not.
That's a guy. Yeah, it's if you could remove that person. He tries to antagonize my wife because she's trying. My wife's health isn't good, and she drinks this healthy drink that I call green drink.
Yeah,
so this guy likes to make fun of my wife for drinking it, and he's come on. I think one time I was on your show before, and he tried to come in. He's where I go. He thinks, yeah, he's trying to bother my wife.
Yeah, join Steve. The link's in the chat. Right, 2 things up. I don't know. I can't figure out how to ban. I'm right clicking. Nothing's happening.
Don't worry about it. It's just it's not anything for you to worry about. It's just some people really dislike me.
Well, as long as he behaves himself.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, it's really just a silly thing. This guy, it's a long story.
I
This
got
guy,
this one.
huh?
I think I showed that on your other live stream, didn't
I think so. Yeah. Anyway,
I? Steve, I'll send you the link. Hold on, I got Google Mail open. If I can remember his thing, if it's Captain Rogers or something. I don't have it in here. I know I have it on my phone. Show your thing there. Not your thing, but
oh, you're talking to me? Oh,
mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm in an attic, a place with no air conditioning. I didn't really realize how hot it is up here. I'm not thinking clearly. This is a magazine called The Freaky Magnet, and this old friend of mine named Joe Riley, who did a public access show in Dallas called The Hypnotic Eye. This was an original painting he did for this fanzine. It's a fanzine dedicated to well, mainly to the freaky cereal, but this one is a monster cereal issue. So I remember seeing him paint this painting. Um, I just dug this out of the box. Hello.
What's up, brother? Welcome, Steve. Nice haircut. You looking nice and tidy there. Spiffy. Can't hear you. You talking? Steve, talk. See if we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Is your mom nearby?
She's watching.
Can you tell her to yell out, "Watch Nighttiger Comics"? No? Did you get her? Did you finally get her under control?
Yep. Yep. Took a while.
Did you put her in the dungeon? I don't hear you.
I had to tell them
you
to
mean
turn it down a little in there. I kept hearing an echo on a delay.
get your headphones up. My wife had to borrow my headphones because she lost hers, and I had to use these, and they have all that leather is like flaking off. Last time I wore them, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, "What's all that black stuff over my face?" Gratu, what's going on?
Oh, nothing. Just yeah.
Where's that magazine that you just showed?
It just gets real irritating. The wonderful members of the yeah.
What did someone make
It's
a
just
comment?
I love my wife, and I kind of get sick of people that just want to. It's one guy, and
You want me to put him in timeout?
huh?
You want me to put him in timeout? Say the
Doesn't
word.
matter. This guy will come back, and he's just.
You tell me.
Well, he shouldn't be. He's a troll.
Okay, well then tell me,
And
man. If you say yeah, put him in timeout, we put him in
yeah,
timeout.
yeah. I thought yeah,
Okay, he's in
it's
timeout.
something that creates a huge
I don't.
problem.
I want you to feel comfortable, man. You're my buddy. You're my good friend. Don't make me get sentimental now.
Yeah, I just
You know
it's just
me. I'll get emotional. Guys,
anyway.
I'm watching a really great therapist on YouTube. It's called John Deloney. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
Deloney. Really good. You guys should check him out. He's got
yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of videos. He gets people call in and he talks to them. The guy is really good, man. I'm actually getting good therapy just watching it with some of the stuff. It's crazy people calling in. One lady called in and says she's been having sex with a married guy for 6 years. Just all kinds of stuff. It's all over the board.
Yeah.
But this guy is good. He's not some fly by night. Steve, you need to get the shirt, man.
The what?
You need to get one of these shirts.
Oh, I like that. That's really cool.
What does it say?
It's the first appearance of Brainiac.
Oh, I saw that earlier. Where did I see it? Was it on Instagram?
Probably.
Yeah.
You get that at Five and Below, right?
Yeah, they got some great shirts. A bunch of TMTs there. They had one. That's So Raven, with Raven from was it Nickelodeon or Disney? Disney. What was the girl on I think it was Nickelodeon or something. The blonde, and they'd have like they do a little cartoon in the middle where she had these big thick flip flops. Blonde girl. You never watched Nickelodeon or Disney?
Yeah. When was this? The 80s?
Early 2000s, probably late 90s, early 2000s.
I might have been a little too old for that at that point.
No, but my kids would watch it, and I thought it was a good show. But it was
What's
the
it called?
blonde. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I know the name, but I just can't remember it. It was a live action. It was just a regular series comedy, but they'd have like her animated every now and then when she had like a problem, and she had these really thick flip flops.
No clue.
Blonde.
I don't know. I would be. I'm glad I don't know.
I want to say it's what was the girl from oh, she's a blonde, really good. She's an adult now. She's really good looking.
Hannah Montana?
No, it was before that. Hannah Montana's ugly. It was before that. It was like, oh man.
Oh, Meyer says it was iCarly.
No, it was before that.
Oh.
iCarly's not blonde hair.
I thought she did have blonde hair. I don't
No,
know.
she has black hair. It was like early 2000s. It was like right in the kind of the beginning of their shows, their original shows.
Huh.
I think she had a brother called Fergie or Ferg.
No clue.
Let me see if I can find it on Google.
Hey, Mike, I want to show you two things I found that I can retire off of now.
Okay, how do you spell Nickelodeon first?
Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, I think.
Okay, there you go. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Oh, no. That's closely explains it all. That's not it.
I think I'm a lot older, possibly, than you guys.
Steve, show.
I got the first
nice.
appearance of Batman and Batman #1. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're a millionaire.
Yep. That's the only way I'm ever going to get them. Reprints. These are actually pretty good if you haven't read any of the reprints. These are, I like the quality.
The only thing is they're so small. I wish they were the size of the Golden Age.
Yeah.
Higgy says hi, Gratu.
Who does? Oh, hey, Higgy. Yeah, there's two really good facsimiles coming out Wednesday. There's what is it? Is it Fantastic 447, the first part of the Galactus trilogy?
Oh, 48?
48, okay. Yep. 48, yeah, with the Watcher on the cover.
Yep.
And they've got, Fantastic Four 5, that may have been last week, but they also have our Army at War with the first appearance of Enemy Ace will be out on Wednesday.
Ooh.
He's not on the cover, but it's his first appearance, apparently. So that's Wednesday.
Yeah, I've been buying the facsimiles. I got this one, too. Teen Titans.
Yeah, I got that one, and then I realized I have the original, but I still wanted the facsimile.
Yeah.
But that's weird. Sometimes I don't even realize I have the original.
It's always nice to find it out after you buy the facsimile, though.
Yeah, yeah.
The girl I'm thinking on that show, she was in a movie called Cinderella with the blonde guy from Dawson's Creek.
Is it there were two blonde girls
Hillary
about the
Duff. Hillary Duff was
yeah,
the
I was gonna
girl.
say one went bad,
What was that
I think, and
show? What
became a
was that show?
rapper, and Hillary Duff. Yeah, right. I know who that is.
Oh,
But she's gone. I haven't seen her in it. I think she's disappeared off the planet.
I think she was in a movie I saw a while back. I've watched the movie twice. The first time I thought it was stupid, and the second time I watched it, I thought it was one of the greatest movies I ever saw after I watched it a second time. It had The Rock Johnson and what's that one guy's name? I think it was called Southland, if you've ever seen it.
Was she Disney, or was that her show on Disney or Nickelodeon?
I think she was Disney, but I'm not sure.
I think
Lizzie McGuire. Lizzie McGuire.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the Lizzie McGuire shirt there, but it's the cartoon animated one of her, which I don't care for. I hate that she always wear those big thick flip flops. I hate those on women. They look like Kiss boots, but they're flip flops.
Hey, here's another facsimile I picked up. I got the foil cover. Have you guys read this before?
Yes, that's the first time that's been reprinted by DC.
Yeah, I got a copy of it, but not with the foil cover. They're doing foil covers on all of these DC facsimiles.
Yeah,
I hate that foil. It's so dark.
I they didn't have any other copies, but I kind of like this.
Does it have the real cover underneath, or is that the only cover?
I don't remember. Let me look at it again.
That's the only cover.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Lizzie McGuire. I did read that, though. It was really good. I love it. I love that cover.
This story you thought was really good? Because I read it, and I tell you what, I would never pay the price to own this actual book for that story. It sure ain't worth that.
Okay, you're banned.
What did you object to in the story?
Not so much object as much as I thought it was just boring. I didn't think it was very good.
The monk?
Yeah, the monk.
Come on. Don't bring any squirrels in here.
See if I got any other facsimiles here.
So we got a Tessie.
I like the stories where Batman's in outer space, so I'm not a good judge. But, comics that were aimed at 9-year-olds 80 years ago, it's I still think they're probably better than comics coming out today.
It's such a classic book. I get goosebumps from this one, reading it.
Are you guys hearing all this static, or is it just my phone?
That's me. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. It sounds like someone in an electric chair.
There was a bag I had on here.
Put it over your head.
Yep. I know you guys don't like this stuff.
Remember the Unknown comic?
This is that Mark Spears Monsters series with. I really like the art on these. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I like the Universal Monster stuff. Oh, and then I got a couple issues of The Mummy.
Yeah, I heard people kind of not liking that, though.
This one's pretty boring, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you've ever seen the real movie, I mean, it's pretty similar to that, the actual 30s movie.
Yeah. Which was great.
Yep.
Oh, everyone calls Detective Tech in the chat.
It's
Oh,
the cool
yeah.
thing, tech.
I never
It's
say
hard to
that.
say
I
the word
remember.
detective. It's got 3 syllables.
Yep.
It's very difficult.
Yep.
I remember when I
That's
first
why
started
I say
doing that.
ASM instead of Amazing Spider-Man, because then I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
I'm a traditionalist, and I remember when people started doing, I'm like, what the heck does that mean? And I'm like, I don't feel
Yeah, it
comfortable.
makes you sound like a Scientologist because they like to throw that word tech around. You have some
It
new
makes you like
tech.
you're hip or something. I'm not a hip. I don't like to be hip.
If you collect comic books, you are not hip. Don't even pretend to be
I
hip.
know.
This is one of the worst hobbies in the world. I should have become a model train collector and built
Oh,
layouts. Then I would.
those are worse.
Are they? I
Yeah,
don't
because
know. I
they
haven't
break
really been
up.
around them, but at least I don't think they'd come on chat on a show to insult my wife. Of course, that guy's not a comic person that was in the chat.
They couldn't show any gore.
In
No Al
real
Gore.
time.
No Al Gore.
I couldn't see what you were even showing there. I'm looking at it something this tiny.
Al Gore, the inventor of the internet.
Yes.
Tipper wanted to take our rock music away. Now can you see it? He's got her in a doorway with a knife.
You know what? There's a thing that says live 56 minutes and 57 seconds. It's covering 1/4 of your screen. Because you're a tiny thing in the corner. If you embiggened yourself to full screen, I'd be able to see it. But I'm on an iPhone. I can't see shit because I don't have my
Yeah, and it's
laptop.
like on this thing here, it's like all of you three are in the little squares on the bottom, which take up about a fourth of the screen.
But you can click it. There you go. Now I can see what you're showing. Okay, real clue. Yeah. I have an issue from around that time period, but not that particular one.
There's not too many cool covers in this run. I've only found like 2, maybe. 2 that are
Yeah.
really stand outish.
Yeah. You probably want me to pull out Golden Age comics. I was going through magazines here. I've heard you say that magazines. What?
Myers said he was never macho enough for stamp collecting.
Myers jumped out of airplanes. I'm scared to walk down the stairs. So
Hey, this might be better.
it could be. Yeah, you can see the whole cover. Yeah, it's the perfect dimensions for a cover. That's true.
Hey, Mike. I don't know if I showed you this, but here's a Disney one I got recently. I love the way you shaved their letter of their first name in every one of their heads.
I wish that the editors would say there's certain colors you're not allowed to use on backgrounds, and brown is one of them.
You don't like that? I think it's cool. I like that. The brown.
I think other colors make the pictures pop more.
Maybe a little green like that.
Yeah, no, that definitely is much better.
Yeah. The green, yellow, and red look good together.
I have a Disney one here that I just bought. What did I do with it? I don't even know. Now I'm concerned because I haven't seen it.
Look at this.
Mike, here's another. Oh, yeah, there you go. The Donald Duck beach parties.
Yeah, he's it reminds me of that. What was it, King's Row, where Ronald Reagan wakes up without legs? Where's the rest of me? They cut his legs off. It's like I'm a fish. My God!
Someone shut that damn dog up.
Hey, that's Harley. That's Harley back there.
I just happen to have some Disney stuff I haven't filed yet, so
I got some books that are not supposed to be over here because I haven't.
I'm
done
sure
a
you
video.
got all of these.
Oh, that's a good one. I love that cover.
Yeah, I always love these Christmas ones. Man, it's so weird to see lipstick on a rat.
Yep.
Wait a second. What the heck? Uh, I got two. I didn't know I even did this. I've got a shitty copy. I'm sorry, a lousy copy, and a better. I didn't even know I did. I went mad. This friend of ours was a friend of the show. Came on and said, "I'm moving to Thailand. I've got to get rid of 3 boxes of Golden Age comics." And he said, "You guys, I enjoy your show. You can have them for a few bucks each." And so it was like a feeding frenzy on my channel, and I must have claimed that one, and I got 2 copies of the same one.
Derek, is that your high school picture?
Who are you talking to?
Derek, it looks like his high school picture. That was a joke, man. You can't read that? Dude, you need a... Oh, you're on your phone.
Yeah, it's literally this big.
Where's your laptop?
My laptop I haven't used in months because one of the keys won't respond. I think it's the R, and unfortunately that's in the name Gratu. So I can't... I know all I have to do is get a separate
Is it touch?
keyboard.
Is it touch screen? Is it touch screen?
Yeah.
You could put a touch screen keyboard on the screen.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right, but I don't know anything
or go to the flea market or yard sale and get one of those old keyboards you plug in. You see those all the time.
Yeah.
The guy probably leaves like a stack of them. He leaves a stack of them outside.
I moved to a small farming town where there are no flea markets. There are no garage. Well, there's occasionally a garage sale.
Do you guys even have fleas there?
Yeah.
Probably too cold to have fleas.
Hold a second. I gotta.
I'm in the middle of reading this one. Okay, I'm gonna make me big for a minute.
Drew, you're hungry?
Isn't that a cool one, man?
That is very cool. I don't have that one.
1950.
I gotta go feed the dog. I'll be right back. She's about to cannibalize me. Where is it?
And then I got these out of the dollar bin.
Come on, Drew.
The old dollar bin.
The old dollar bin.
I'm putting together a good package for the annual Christmas show coming up.
Sweet.
Trying to put some killer comics. I'm going to put one of them in there. I've got this one over here. That's going in there. I just read this the other day. This one was good. You probably have that one.
I do have that one. I haven't read it, though.
So these 2 will be going in the package. I'll probably have 2 or 3 more books in there.
Ah, sweet. I don't have that Audrey either.
Well, if you win, you'll have it.
Hey, look what I had sitting beside me, though.
Oh, yeah. Julie.
That one.
Have you ever watched the show where she's the robot?
Huh?
It's on. You ever watch the show where she's the robot?
She's the robot?
Yeah, it's from the I think it's from late 50s.
No, what is it?
She's a robot. They create her. She's like top secret. And at the first episode, the guy who created her has got to hide her because they're not to reveal her yet. So he sends her home with one of the guys that works in the lab. And so she lives with them. It's a comedy. It's pretty good. I forget the name of it. I'm watching on one of those free television apps, Tubi or something.
Yeah, I'm really happy I was watching your show and your cousin gave that away, man.
See this one?
Nope. That's cool.
But look at the back.
Ooh, is that a Schwinn? It is a Schwinn.
It's a Christmas ad.
That is awesome.
I wish it was on the other books, though, the ones with the candy canes.
Yeah.
Oh, Living Doll. That's what it's called. Look it up.
Living Doll. I'll have to check that out.
Kevin's in the house. What's up? Gotham City Comics. Yeah, Living Doll. It's pretty good. I think I'm on episode 5 right now. So
Is
these
that
are all.
on
I gotta go.
YouTube or something for free or what?
It might be. I got to go back to the shop. I wanted to go today. These are all. They have a bunch of these in the dollar bin. They have a one where it's all snowflakes, and then about here, and he's melting them, and they're turning into flames. And I
That
left it
stuff's
there.
cool. Is that a Christmas cover?
Yep.
That's awesome.
This is from. I can't tell the date because I got it covered up. I think these are from a '62. All of them. Yeah, thanks to Captain Strangelove, I'm getting into Harvey's now.
Yeah. Hey, what did you tell me this was? A 8 or 9 or what? A 7, 6?
8, I think. Weren't you going to give me that?
Was I?
I don't know. I don't have mine. I used to have mine on the wall, but I don't have it on the wall anymore.
You have that one?
No, not that issue. I have a Canadian one.
Do you? Cool.
I got it from 4-Color Commentary. I traded him 2 Schomburg covers for it.
Wow.
He said, I don't have any Schomburg. I'll trade you a Schomburg issue for this book. He got it for $5. I knew it was. I didn't know anything about it, but when he showed it, I'm like, "There's something about that book that's unique." So instead of sending him 1 Schomburg, I sent him 2, so I could blow his mind away.
The uniqueness was that it was a Canadian
But
one. Right?
those Dotties are so scarce. I've been looking for them since I got that one. I've never seen another one for sale on eBay.
They had another one. I don't know what issue it was, but it was a lot lower grade than this one. So I left it.
Well, anytime you want to get rid of that, I'll trade you stuff. I got some killer doubles. Can we see that?
Bruce Gentry.
The detective story.
It was a radio show, according to, I think it's what it
Yeah,
says.
I think I've heard of it as a radio show.
This is a Canadian comic.
Ugh. Oh, I mean, yeah, hooray for Canada.
Look at the detail, though, in her dress. Look at those legs.
Yeah, she has legs.
She looks kind of
She
like
got
that.
legs,
She knows
and she
how to
knows
use them.
how to use them. I was going to put some rock songs on here.
I never realized before that this until this second that ZZ Top song was a play off those that commercial from the 70s. Did you realize that?
She got
the legs commercial.
They say she's got legs, she knows how to, but then there was their commercial. There was a commercial around 1975. She's got. I never put those two. Have you guys? Did you?
No. You're talking about the pantyhose commercial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a legs commercial, and I swear that says she knows
I
how
thought
to
that
use
was.
it. And then it
I
was
thought that
like
was
years
short.
later.
She wears short shorts.
Oh yeah, that of course that was a
See,
playoff.
I didn't know. No, I didn't know that song. She wears short shorts is actually a song. I thought they made it. I thought they made it for the commercial.
No, that song was from like the Kennedy era.
And did you see the song I put to that Harvey? I didn't know that Neil Sedaka, Little Devil. I never even knew that song existed. I like that song.
Yeah, you know, there's a great hot stuff theme song that was put out on a 45. They used to sell it through Harvey Comics. You know about those ads? They used to be in Harvey selling the 45s for songs about Richie Rich, Casper, Hot Stuff. The Hot Stuff theme you can hear on YouTube. If they had, and I don't know why. Well, I guess I know why there was never a Hot Stuff cartoon made, but if there had been, it would have been a great theme song for the cartoon. But it's kind of a hard sell. Yeah, we've got a comic book about a demon that lives in hell.
Those stockings came in eggs. They had like the aisle display. Whatever happened to nylons? How come women don't wear those anymore? I thought those made their legs look really good.
Well, I guess women realized that it was something that was not needed, that was being forced on them, that cost money. They said, "To heck with this." I mean, because it's not really needed.
The
It's just
women's lib.
probably women's lib. Yeah, that's about when that went away, I think.
Spy cases.
That's great.
Is that an atlas?
Yes, it is. So how do you guys bag and board? Do you use two boards?
I've never used two boards. All I know is that in the early '80s, I Lone Star Comics started selling, as that was my local comic store. I'm not going to say LCS because I'm not going to be one of those people. I hate, first of all, for those of you
You're
who've never
not
seen my
hip.
channel, I'm basically a Rip Van Winkle comic collector. I don't like anything that's happened in comic collecting since probably 1980.
You're a
I don't like
traditionalist.
most people that collect comics. I despise them. I kind of despise myself most of the time, but because it's horrible. But I remember they started selling
You got to
something
collect
called My
Legends.
Lights, and I got them, and those things still look great now. They're pretty thin,
Hmm.
but
That's what I
and then
use.
I remember when the Lone Star Comics clerks would, they're now mycomicshop.com. They're now just
Mhm.
online. Anyway, they'd say, "Would you like a board with that?" And I'd say, "What are you talking? Why would I want to?" I didn't say I was thinking that. So why would I want to? Of course, I know now why I'd want a board.
Yeah.
But recently I saw a picture of some kid, happy kid from probably about 1964, in his comic book closet with comics stacked up, and there was Detective Comics 27 and all these
Hmm.
comics. And in the old days, we just stacked them up. And I was just thinking about this earlier. It's so great to just pick up a comic and read it and not have to take it out of a bag and beware of the tape pulls and and, and then put it back in. It was just great to have them existing.
Yeah.
And all of
Then
these
take them
golden
out of your
age.
freaking bags and stack them up.
Well, I wish I
Completely
could.
right.
I wish I could go back to that, but now I've got too many of these stupid things.
You're converted, man.
You
Well, the
know,
You
thing
got
about it,
you got to do like I do. I stand in front of the mirror and I go, "You're a comic book collector. You're a comic
yeah,
book collector. You're
no.
cool. You're cool. You're a comic book collector."
Well, I don't collect comics. I collect time periods, time machines.
And then I go, "You're a
Like a
freaking
certain
addict."
I like a certain time period, so I collect the records, the comics, the toys. I basically have always looked at it. I collect lowbrow culture. I have a museum of lowbrow kid culture from other time periods. The stuff that parents hated and threw away, the toys, the comics, the monster magazines,
Low
everything
brow.
that
Low
was
brow. That's so
hated by teachers and
1950s.
parents, I love.
yeah.
So once it
Low.
becomes accepted by parents and teachers, I don't like it, and I like uh, rock and roll records from 1965 that were recorded by a bunch of teenagers that got in their dad's station wagon and went and recorded it and sold 500 copies at Woolco. I more
Kirby.
than I
Jack
would
Kirby.
like Joe Satriani or something assholeish like that. What have you
That's
got?
Joe.
Oh yeah, headline.
Jack Kirby. Joe Simon.
That's one of the first comics from that era that not that particular issue, but headline that I got at Lone Star Comics back in the late '70s. They would have,
Gratu, who says low brow? That's so 1950s.
I didn't know that. Well, I guess I'm 1950s. I didn't know that was I didn't know that was a '50s term. God darn, what was that?
Gratu, I like how you said you collect time periods. I actually like that.
Because I'll tell you something, guys. There's a YouTube channel that's incredible called Retro Radio Joe, and he has old air checks. And so when you're reading a comic from 1964, you could turn it on and listen to an hour and a half of a radio station from 1964. Hear the DJs, the commercials for Goldfinger, everything, the news about the Vietnam War starting, and you're reading that comic, you're hearing that radio, and the hum of the fan, and you're transported back to that time. The more
Now
you
you
know, as
think
best as you can. Yeah,
this would
that's
be
nice.
well, you think this is a kiddie book about the circus, maybe some clowns. This is a killer
Oh,
book, man. Let me show you some of the stories in here. Tommy of the Circus. I got to get some more issues of this. The Kidnap Crisis. Some
yeah.
bondage over there.
Well, the
And
thing
then
about the thing about bondage and everything that's kind of weird is there were some hippies,
look at this.
well, there were is
Murder on His Mind.
when I started uh, collecting comics, the big the comic collectors were these
I did. I
long-haired.
did. I did that.
Well, what a bastard you are.
I know.
But that's okay. I mean, it's okay, man. You didn't like burn it,
That's blasphemy
but
nowadays.
it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't put it in that bag and board.
Yep.
I almost think that we should start a movement to go, because think about
I
all the
love my
anxiety you
lights.
started.
I love mine.
You have
I like
all
them.
this anxiety that all these comics that you bagged 2 years ago are wrinkling, and it's like, what if they just weren't? All of every one of your golden age comics that you have, which is an impressive collection, spent probably 50 or 60 years unbagged and boarded, and
Yep.
they were only bagged and boarded recently. And I bought some from Kevin. People bring them into his store. They've never been bagged and boarded until a few months ago, and they're 80, 70, 60 years old,
Yep.
Kevin's
and they've got
watching.
white pages. How did that happen? It's just all a matter of how you take care of them.
I have no information on the back of his board. I like them in my Mylar. I like to smell them though.
Mylar is beautiful. I agree, but
I
it's
like
hard
to
to show
stick
on a TV
stick
show
my,
because you
stick my
gotta.
nose in the crevice.
I always know it's
Oh,
Nighttiger when I'm on Facebook and I see a comic book at an angle, because you always hold it at an angle to avoid that
look at
that
that
glare.
ad.
Man, I can't.
That's a cool
What is?
ad, ain't it?
I can't see what it
It's a
is.
lighter. It's a lighter.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, like they used to sell little toy, all kinds of stuff in these kids' comics.
Oh, this has a date stamp on it.
But I
March
love date
49.
stamps. See, that's another thing, because it you know exactly when that was on the stands. And
Yep,
you ever
you're exactly right.
read
Oh,
T-Man?
I have one of the Hitler covers, but I haven't read it.
I mean, do you know the concept of this comic? He's like he's basically an
Treasury.
IRS agent.
Yeah,
T stands for tax.
I thought it was for Treasury.
Yeah, I thought it was for
Maybe
Treasury.
maybe Treasury. Same thing. He's going after.
He's the tax man. Oh yeah.
This one's got a Mussolini
He's not a
cover.
paper.
Maybe not as
He's
cool
not a
as the Hitler
paperback
cover.
writer though.
That is cool. I like anything to do with World War II.
He's looking pretty good for. Oh well. Oh yeah. I didn't think that was me. He's looking pretty good for. Where is he? Where the?
He's in the doorway.
Yeah, I know. Okay, there we go. He's looking pretty good for a guy that was hung upside down with his genitals cut off.
Yep. Doesn't look too bad for that.
Yeah. Anyway, I've bought up some these, because these are comics that are worthless. People don't collect them. So, oh yeah, I guess I do have a Hitler cover. Is this the one you got?
No, I have the other one.
Oh, the other one. Yeah, oh well, I've got some more, but those aren't really that interesting.
That's cool. That last one you showed, I've been looking for that for a while around here.
Have you?
Yep.
What about this one, Rocky Jordan, Private Eye? Hold on. Rocky
Yeah,
Jordan,
I don't think I've
Private
heard that one.
Eye.
Cool.
Private eye, they're watching you.
Oh shit.
They see your every move. Okay, how about this one? Johnny Hazard. That chick looks 1950s right there.
Oh, I remember what I was trying to say about bondage. The price guide first, what was the first issue in 1970? And Overstreet, I don't know if he was a long-haired hippie like most older comic collectors. They all look like either Roy Thomas or members of Leonard Skinner. But the comic collectors couldn't grow their hair like Jim Morrison with a lion's mane. It was all straight like Roy Thomas because they were greasy, horrible people like us. But anyway, when they put out the first price guide, they refused to put the underground comics in it. They were beneath them. But they would, anytime there was an injury to the eye or bondage or it's like, okay, you didn't want to put the underground comics in, but you want to point out every kind of perversion, and it's like, oh, this is going to be a valuable key issue because someone's tied up. I don't think every time someone's tied up it's bondage. I don't know. I think it's sort of. It's just one of those things. It's just like every time there's a picture of a girl, it's not good girl. It's got to be a picture of a girl that's so exaggerated, like Dolly Parton or Russ Meyer movie. Then it's like, oh, that's insane because they're projecting out. And
with the headlights that they call them.
Yeah, I guess it's because of the Wortham book that it made people say, well, this has got some of that stuff he talked about, so we're going to have to.
I see it different. I say you define your own collection any way that you want, and that goes for your collection.
I guess I think that a good girl needs to look like kind of a pinup that would be on a GI's, in his barracks.
How many times have we had this conversation?
Well, I'm just talking about it in general.
I'm kidding.
But if a guy is tied up, it's not bondage.
I just say that to get your goat. Bondage.
I don't know, man.
There are some guy collectors that like the guys tied up, okay?
But I watch some YouTube channels. Oh, look at that Betty and Veronica, man. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, look at how dried up. Oh, wow. Isn't she like a 16-year-old girl? 15, maybe? I mean, what are we talking about here?
I know.
We're in our 60s talking about Betty and Veronica.
Our bodies are in our 60s. Our minds are in the gutter.
Yeah, we've been little boys our entire life.
Look at this Racket Squad issue. See, it's not bagged and boarded.
Those are
cool.
good.
I have a lot of books that aren't bagged and boarded because I just can't afford it. But it kind of looks like George Burns there.
It makes the room smell good too.
It's this Dr. Neff. He was a guy that ran spook shows, but here he's getting revenge against the spook show racket, the people that aren't real, that don't. They've got ghosts popping up.
It has that horizontal.
This is a headlight.
Whoa!
See, now this is good girl art because that's called headlights.
It's very good girl art.
If I zoom in, you would think maybe that's the front of a car, and that's
that's kind of like a Christmas story. You'll put your eye out, kid.
Yeah, right. All right, I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing for?
I feel like I'm taking over or something. I don't want it.
I don't care.
My wife tells me, I hate your cringy show. All you do is interrupt people and talk about how you hate everything. She didn't say she hates the show.
I don't like people that are self-conscious. Do what you want. I don't like people that are so self-conscious. Just be yourself.
No, I know. I just don't want to go on. I'm not on my show, but I don't like going on other people's shows being a bastard.
Yeah, you do. Take it over.
No, I don't really like it. Let's see.
Oh, we need to look at some comments here.
I like Fiddle Chips. In the chat, Fiddle Chips is a pretty good comment there.
You can't read those. They're too small.
I'm reading them now.
I would have to agree with this comment. Said we lost it.
Yeah. Well, it's coming back, though. I think it's coming back. But
I look at us comic book collectors on YouTube as like kids on ham radios in the 1940s.
yeah,
Like, that's the kind of feel I get.
but
Not these big overproduced channels, but us small guys who just it's just about us, our personality,
but
our
it's rough.
collection.
It's rough when one of us goes down, though, and you just don't know where they went. Maybe some of you guys do, like Silver Age Dave. He just disappeared. I know he was having trouble with his eyesight. Then one day he's just gone. I loved him. A guy named King of Comicdom.
Yep, I know both of them.
Disappeared. It's like, wait a second, come back. Just
Lawrence.
do one show a year. I just don't want people to disappear.
As far as I know, both of them sold their collections. Silver Age Dave was selling it. He was just done. And
there you go, bondage.
Spend time with him.
I can't see it. Who's tied up? I can't even tell.
The girl. She's got like a bandana around her mouth.
Could you move that closer to the camera? I can't see a dang thing.
You don't see it?
I think I'll have to watch this on a big screen later. That made this so damn small. Boy Detective.
Oh wow, the whole thing's falling apart. Look at that.
That's all right.
Oh, look at this.
Man, what do you do with that? Do you use mending tissue like Captain Strangelove talks about?
I used to, but now I just leave it like it is.
Just read it like it is. I don't know. Somehow I want to put it back. What about just Scotch tape? Some tape is different from others.
That's what these are good for. They keep the cover on. You don't have to use the tape. You could just staple the whole book right through.
What about super glue? We need to just do a show where we give the complete wrong advice.
We need to get like 20 books and then bring them on and just put Elmer's glue on them and tape.
Mike, I see you got some Scotch tape there. Just tape that sucker up.
There you go. I got some Elmer's glue.
I've seen books that have had.
See, now I would rather take Elmer's glue and rub it really light and stick it on the spine than to put tape.
Oh, yeah. What would Jerry the Jitterbug do?
I might do that.
Jerry would leaf cast it back together.
Yeah, he's like a magician. I watched him put together an X-Men #1 that was in tiny microscopic pieces, and he was like gluing the molecules back together. It was I've never seen anything like that.
You didn't see him do the book that I had that was completely split every single page?
Sometimes people I watch it every morning before I go to work, and then I'll think, well, why haven't I watched that person in forever? It's because YouTube stops giving me the telling me that they've done something, and then I forget they exist. And I haven't watched Jerry the Jitterbug in a long time, and it's not because
that one was completely split.
Yeah,
every single wrap. He goes, send it to me.
Well, you sent me a book that's amazing, and you said that all the pages are. So I haven't even taken it out of the bag because I'm scared to. But it's a beautiful. Was it an LB Cole cover, like Jungle Girl thing?
Oh yeah.
And you said it's not. None of the pages are together. Look at that. That's great.
Yeah, that's really nice. You did a great job.
Look at that cover, Schomburg.
You were asking what to use on books that cost me like $5 and they're a golden age, and I want to be able to open it up and read it. I use document tape.
Document tape. Well, not all tape that you get at stores is. I don't know, because I've seen comics that have been clearly the tape's been on them for 50 years and it's fine. And then I know books I had as a kid that I put tape on it in the 70s and it's turned brown and fallen off and left all this sticky acid. So I don't know what the difference is in tape from different time periods, but that looks nice.
I've seen books where people have used like black masking tape or that stuff that you tape on over to cover your wounds, that kind of tape, like medical tape. I've seen books with Oh, what is that stuff everybody uses to tape everything together?
Masking
Duct tape.
Duct tape. Yeah, I've seen them with duct tape on it.
You ever seen
I
anyone
see.
use Band-Aids to do it?
No.
I have a book that's actually stitched together with thread. A golden
It
age
was
book.
probably part of a bound book then,
That's
wasn't
It
what
it?
I thought.
was. Monkey Shines #1.
Wow. I just love to read a lot of these old books, but I'll never be able to afford them. And
Me
there was
neither.
sometimes there are these people like Guandana Land that reprint all these old books, but I can't even afford those books. You get addicted to that, and you're just as much in the hole as someone that's
McDonald Land.
no, it's some company called
Uh,
Guandana Land, and he gets
Meyer,
public domain comics and puts them. He sends all the files to somewhere, and then you buy it, and then it's printed on demand.
Ah,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Meyer
And
says on his Disney books he uses Donald duct tape.
oh, that's great. I'm not looking at the comments. Don't show up unless I press a button. That's funny.
You're good at pressing buttons.
Somebody
I,
said
I'm,
somebody said that paper that or mentioned that paper that I know Jerry uses Tengojo.
yeah,
Now look
yeah.
at that. Dog-eared
Archivist
the
strip.
freaking cover.
Yeah.
I dog-eared the cover. Son of
Well,
a...
you've messed it up now, Mike.
Some say that mending tape is worse than modern Scotch tapes, says Michael Mayrand. Interesting.
Isn't all tape mending tape?
I don't know. No, well, it's not. What Captain Strangelove always talks about is mending tissue, but he always talks about how delicate it is and it's hard to apply.
Oh, yeah, archival tape. I have a roll right over there.
Yeah, he calls it mending tissue.
Hmm.
I think. I don't know.
Is that the same thing? Like the document tape, archival tape, or whatever? Is that? I don't know. Is it the same stuff?
I don't know, but I mean, if a book has a giant tear, it seems like you got to do something.
Yeah. If you want to look at it, definitely.
Well, that's kind of the point of books.
Let me show you.
Although
Let's see if I have this one here.
have you smashed all your slabs yet, Nighttiger?
I got a few marble keys yet that I haven't.
Well, break
Why don't
one
you
open.
do it now?
Do it now! Okay, hold on. Let me put this in a bag first.
I'll watch you damage the book and blame me.
Hold on. I got the second Black Knight, I think it is. I don't know. You tell me in a minute.
I got
Second
my
what?
little comic by me right now. It's a pre-code. I took it out of the bag so we can see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Oh, that's nice. Whoops.
Many times, like most of the girls in these pre-code horror books look almost the same.
Yeah.
They reuse it.
That's the devil, by the way. She makes a deal with the devil. I read that story.
Don't we all sometimes?
There you go. Here's the actual story from the cover.
It's probably all just the ideal woman of the late 40s, early 50s. Betty Grable merged into Marilyn Monroe. It's just like every time period has a different ideal woman.
Yeah.
Madonna.
This girl's kind of cool. I like her with her glasses on there. That's definitely a time period thing.
Yeah.
She looks like a school teacher.
She's pretty.
Or a bank secretary.
Yep. Maybe a librarian.
There you go. Okay, I got to get to these comments, then we're going to bust the slab.
Oh, forgot about this story. This guy's getting ready to hang himself.
Someone needs to do a song parody of that Bust a Move song and change it to Bust a Slab. Well, I don't know who did that song, but I remember there was some
Fiddle Chip
song.
says he's Really good at taking stickers and tape off comics, unless it's a sticker from the actual Golden Age. I have no idea how many horses they used for glue in the 1940s and 50s.
Oh man, I've
Correct.
had
Do not
trouble
use
eating Jello
tape.
since I found out it comes from horses.
Tangojo paper and rice, wheat, or methyl cellulose is very light glue.
Guys, I just thought about something when you said horses glue is made from horses. How many of us ate glue back in school?
Yeah, but that's
I
made from
didn't.
that's made from cows because it's Elmer's glue.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because it was, if you ever think about it, Elmer was the husband of Elsie, and they were made by the same company.
Yeah.
And you know what they used to do in magazine ads? They would
You don't have an LC comic? They have LC promo comics.
There are LC comics, yes. I had one at one time.
Okay, I can break open a first Black Knight or a first Brother Voodoo.
And I have 2 copies of that Brother Voodoo comic because it used to be in dollar bins. Then at some point it became valuable. I guess people thought they would actually make a movie of a character called Brother Voodoo, which would never happen in a million years.
Fiddle Chips. My friend Bob Sacamanis ate horse once.
This friend of mine would pour Elmer's glue on the floor of the classroom and lick it off the floor. He needed attention really badly.
Which one do I break open?
Prison now.
Which one do I break open?
How many slabs can you break at one time? Can you do 2 at once? You're like Houdini.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, do that. Over your desk, though.
I can rip a phone book in half if you want me to. I don't have a phone book, though.
Do they make them anymore?
I think they do.
What was the one that wasn't Brother Voodoo?
Black Knight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow, it's amazing when I have both of those books. Incredible. Because I really have a crummy collection.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
No, I really don't. I have hardly anything.
Okay, how do you break these?
Don't you just put them between your hands and twist?
That's what I was doing.
Well,
I heard something.
There you go. Now you got it.
Wow, that was pretty easy. I've never opened one. I only have one slab comic, and I need to break it open someday.
There you go.
You don't know how gratifying that is.
That was a very dramatic one. You ought to capture those few seconds and use it in your opening credits sequence, because the way it shattered was very spectacular.
It's almost like
Yeah, you should make that part of your opening. That'd be great.
It feels so good.
Well, then do the other one.
Hold on, though. I actually have to.
I've been told this is the hard part. The shattering is easy, but getting it out of this little baggie is the hard part.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too.
Get the term right. It's the well.
The well. The well of souls.
Library said, Library 88 said, cutting with scissors out of the inner case is delicate. Do that off screen.
Do you guys have a cutting board in your comic room? Okay,
No.
Ready?
No.
You don't?
I don't even like to use those to open boxes because I know I'll cut off part of my finger.
I did that one day. I was drunk and I had a ruler and it jumped the ruler and I almost cut my tip of my thumb off. It was like halfway through. It was like 1 in the morning and I had to wake up my wife. She's like, "You idiot." No, I mean, seriously, I cut half that tip. I just put bandages on there and let it heal. Never got stitches. I'm not a stitch guy.
What if that lady that you were talking to on the phone is watching right now? You said, "I was drunk." The lady that you're going to take to the church tomorrow.
Hey, I don't lie.
Drunk and I was cut off.
That was a few years ago. Okay, I gotta cut this thing again. It's so hard to not cut the comic. I always hate like if it
So
slips and cuts your vein in your leg and you'd be dead. in
see, this
seconds.
is why you were talking earlier about not liking tight bags on comics. If
Yep.
they had just made it a little looser, you wouldn't be sweating right now.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not sweating. If I cut it, I cut it.
How could you enjoy these tight bags when, like, with Marvel chipping and stuff? You know
Yeah.
that's not easy. How do you
Okay, let
put
me
it
ask
in?
you a question. Do you like tight clothes on your wife or loose clothes?
These are not my wife.
Well, they're just as pretty as my wife. Okay, there we go. We got it out.
I'm fine with just a T-shirt, but I wouldn't put it on a comic.
Okay, let's put it in a bag and a board. Now I'll break open the other one for entertainment purposes only.
Now you got to get that horrible paper out that they put to absorb
Oh,
smells. What are they?
the chamber paper. Get the terms
Yeah.
right, man. I don't think it's in here. I don't think there's any in
I
here.
call it that horrible paper.
That absorbs the acid.
I'll learn to say tech and ASM and be cool like the rest of you guys.
LCS.
Yeah, LCS. What's another one?
Uh,
Rusty Staples. We were trying to come up with good YouTube names. So you can be
Ship-
Rusty Staples and I'll be
Shipwreck. Steve, if now on, if you get a book destroyed in the mail, it's called Shipwreck.
Shipwreck, huh?
Oh, okay, I get it. Shipwreck, yeah. What are some other annoying acronyms that people use?
I hate when people say OG. That I hate.
Oh, gee, but that's not a
It's
comic book.
OG. Why are you
Yeah.
referring to gangsters? That's a
Because
criminal stuff.
well, that was something, they want us to glorify that culture, to dumb us down, and to make people fight against each other so that they
I
can
hate that term.
divide
OG.
and conquer. Oh,
People
yeah,
think
it is bad.
they sound cool. It's OG, man.
What about
I'm
old
so
school? You feel the
I'm
same way
so
about that?
cool.
This comic is
Now,
old school. Look at that.
there you go. Okay, ready? We're gonna bust that other one open. It doesn't look too
That's
bad for a
good.
4.0.
What was the? Do you put the little strip with? Yeah, you did it. What's the rating on it?
You know what people tell me? Oh, you should go to CGC and take that off the census. I'm like, what should I? Why am I going to do extra work?
I've seen them say that to you on Facebook. You're ruining the census. They have no idea. What? Here's the thing. People think that they really can go by the CGC census and know how many copies are out there in the world.
Yep.
There are so many millions of undiscovered, or maybe not millions, but tons of Silver Age comics out there that people have had their entire lives. And now the baby boomers are getting up there in years. I would say within 10 to 15, 20 years, there's going to be an explosion of all these comics that are going to wind up on the market. And all of a sudden, these 60s Marvels aren't going to be, because everybody knew in the 60s, at least from the mid 60s on, to buy comics.
Library 66. How much did it go for?
Jimmy
He said
J.J.
that was.
Walker.
He said there's a book. This book was up for auction. I've never seen one online after I got this one.
Is this a singing cowboy guy or something?
It's the last issue. It's a Ghost Rider ripoff. The Phantom Brander.
Well,
But it's a scarce issue. Every time I put this, oh, it went for 85. That's not bad. I should have bought that. I'd have bought that for 85. I'd have took a second copy. Okay, ready? Here we go. I actually want to read this one. You won't like me when I'm angry. Okay. I don't like just opening like two pieces. I like this to bust it. It's more satisfying.
you should film it in slow motion so the pieces go flying and dramatic.
Like that? I'll
You
break
need
my new
that
computer
bionic
screen.
sound effect from the $6 Million Man.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'll probably have a piece sticking out of my chest. Ah! Hey, I need to turn on the air. It's getting hot in here. Ooh, that almost cut me. Oh, man. It's so quiet. Oh, Gratu left.
No, I'm still here. I was checking the GoFundMe and no one's donated.
Donate to Gratu's. We'll put the link in the chat. You don't have it there.
Well, I don't really want to take advantage of your
I
chat.
already, you're not. I already said. What are you? I
Yeah,
told
I
you
know, but I don't want to
stop being
spam you every
self-conscious
few
when you're on
seconds.
my channel. Be your damn self. Be your obnoxious self, and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn, and I don't give a hoot.
Maybe we'll do 9 to 11.
How do I get back? Oh, there we go.
I am one of us. I paid 60 for mine, but 85. Hey, I'd pay that. That
For
book
what?
is so. That last issue of Jimmy Wakely. It's a scarce book. I want to corner the market on books like that. Okay, let me get my board.
But if you corner the market on books that people don't want, then
No, people
what
want
do you
that
have?
book. Every time I post it, people are like, I've been looking for that one for years. What if I cut the spine?
Right, tape it back together.
There you go.
I think I might be putting these in the wrong chat. I don't know. I can't figure this out.
Donate to Gratu, folks. Humans aren't meant to cook.
Am I putting it in the backstage, or am I actually putting
I
it where it's
see
supposed
it.
to be?
Yep, you put it in the backstage. It's in the private one.
How do I
So
put it? Oh, how do I put it in the? Oh, I see. I've been. That's
you've
why
been
no one. I put it
you've
in
been
the.
commenting in the
I
private
put
one the
it
whole time.
backstage 3 times and never where anyone could see it. It says connect your YouTube account to join the live chat. What? Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that came
it's
close.
nothing. I had to do the same thing to see the chat.
I don't even know. I can't do this. I don't know how to do it.
Well, let me see if I can copy it out of the private. I don't even see you making a private comment.
Apparently backstage.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, if you could do it, I don't know what I'm doing, man.
I don't. Oh, private.
I might be
I
able to
see
do it. I got it.
I see it now.
Thank you. Yeah, it's about to get pretty bad here, guys. Our home warranty is not helping with this the fact that we have no Freon, and it's going to be like $2,300 to get it fixed, and it's about to get hot. My wife is really not doing well in this heat, so I'm just trying to figure out a way to
There you
rip
go.
people
You
off.
got it.
Okay, there's the GoFundMe if you want to throw them a 50 cents, $1, $5, whatever.
Just
Help them out.
just nothing. Give him
Don't
nothing.
don't throw them any dirty underwear. Okay.
He doesn't say tech at ASM. He's
This
not
book
one of
doesn't look like it's been cleaned. I could probably clean this up and probably bump it up a grade. Resubmit it.
Oh, now you're using this horrible terminology. Who
I
wants to
try
bump
to
it up?
sound cool, man.
Oh my
I
God.
could resubmit it. I could bump it up a grade.
I'm Comic Con 101 and I'm gonna bump it up a grade.
Oh man.
I could give it a nice dry clean and maybe a press. Heaven, I could resubmit. I could bump it up a grade, man.
I think Archivist Adrift is saying he just pooped his pants. At least that's
I could bump it up a grade, man. Yeah, man.
I just hope that all this.
Dave's not home.
Have you seen them?
I can
It's
bump it up.
it's
I'm getting excited by saying I can bump it up.
well, it
Again.
just the whole thing. The hobby is dead now, and can never be revived because of CGC variant covers.
Pisses me
Uh,
off. I go
it's
to the
just
new listings for the 1960s on my comic shop, and they're all freaking graded every book, and I'm like, give me a
yeah.
freaking break.
Well, the thing is, how could a new collector ever figure it out? Let's say I look up Amazing Spider-Man #3. You're probably going to have 80 pages of Amazing Spider-Man #3s on mycomicshop.com because they start the comic over again
Yep.
every few months, and then every time they do it, they have 70 different covers.
Don't don't
How
read
could
that.
you figure that out 50 years from now if you're
Let me
going?
tell you something. Let me tell you something, brother. I went to my LCS. I know you don't like that term. I went to my LCS
That's all right.
to get that heavy metal #1 because I wanted to get it because I have the original #1. I think, oh, it'd be cool to
Ouch.
put it. And I seen all these variant covers. I said, I'm out. I'm not doing this. I'm not supporting that shit.
The what #1?
The new heavy metal magazine.
Oh, that, yeah. Well,
I'm
is
not
that even
supporting
a
it.
real magazine? I mean,
Yeah, it's a big thick thing.
is it like actually have decent art? I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's $15 though. But when
And
they
did
have
they?
like there's
Is it
like
a
20
reprint or are
no,
they restarting?
it's
Okay.
brand new.
Okay.
But they got like 20 covers. I'm like, screw that. I'm not participating in that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I got to feed this dog again.
Night Tiger tip. If you got this, you take these out and you save them. And you can use them for notes, cut them down, put them in the backboards, whatever you want. There you go. Tip from Night Tiger. So let me go over here and put them where I save all my stuff. Ah, I cut my foot. Cut my foot open, man. Okay, I got to get me a standard bag.
I got a comic show for you. This one I recently got. I think I already showed this to you though.
Hold on. Oh yeah,
I got
killer
this for
book,
$30.
man.
30
You
bucks.
son of a bitch.
That's a
I
pretty
want
dang good
that.
price.
Yeah, it is. I've been trying to get one of those for a while too. I'd like to have one.
Yep. Read it when I got it.
Dude, how does it smell?
You know what? I don't remember. Let's give it a sniff test.
Do a memory smell.
Yeah. See,
Scratch
that's
and
how I
sniff.
take my comics out so I don't tape pull. I use blue tape and I fold it over on the front. That way I ain't got to worry about it.
That's a tip from I Love Disney and Comics.
So let's see.
Nice. I'm getting
Oh
excited.
man, that it smells like it's back on the rack, man.
Describe it to me. Describe it slowly.
Smells
And
like
a lot of
pulp and newspaper and newsprint and ink
Does it smell like 1970?
with a little hint of a bookstore.
Oh baby. Oh baby. I need a cigarette.
This is like a crack addict sometime doing this.
Let's see some of those pages. Let's see the title, the splash page and all that.
Well, there's that's the opening splash page. Not much, but you find this cool
Hi, babe. Everybody can hear you. Speaker.
What?
Hi.
Hi, where are you?
I'm on YouTube on the live stream.
Oh, okay. Love you. Take care.
I love you.
I love you too. Good night.
Good
There's
night.
a cool game, Skittle Baseball.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You swung it around. Remember when they had it on the playground, the real one?
Yep. You know what I compare sniffing comics to today? Making
Tell
models
us.
back in the day and sniffing the glue.
What? Oh yeah, you've got Weird War #1. I just walked in from feeding the dog again. Yeah,
You're
I
walking
have.
on the dog.
Huh?
Remember when you used to walk the dog with the yo-yo?
Oh yeah. They had some cool. This is something I miss just in comics at all. You know, the cool ads they had.
Yeah, that record at the top you can hear on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I have that one. Here's Kirby Magic. Was that issue number 6, I think? Oh, here's the this is actually called the story behind the cover, and it's the actual cover in one of the panels. So it's this panel right down here is the cover story.
Well, I noticed you guys aren't licking your fingers every time you touch the comic. That's the new trend on
Ooh,
YouTube.
I would
There's
never
people
do
licking
that.
their fingers before they turn each page, like a school teacher.
I
Hey,
only lick
man.
my fingers
I,
when I'm eating.
I'm just disgusted.
Do you
I've got
guys
to add my
still owe these
DNA to this.
people?
What?
Do you still owe these people at all?
Do I know those artists? I'm
No,
sure.
do you owe them Columbia House?
Oh no,
Get
I
your
never.
records for a penny?
I never got into that.
I
Those are
I
probably
did
eight
it.
tracks.
I did CDs though.
Yeah, they've offered 8 tracks in this one.
I
don't know
bet
if
they've
you
got the best of bread. I bet they've got
Yeah.
what
I
else
used
do
to
they
I look
have?
at those and then
Bobby
I'll look up the
Sherman,
music. I'll look up the music if I
Partridge
don't
Family.
recognize the artist. I'll go to YouTube and go look at some of the songs from the artist.
Here's one. They got Dean Martin for the Good Times.
There you
No, that's
go.
great.
The birds and
Nighttiger,
the bees, the flowers and the trees.
Nighttiger, I've got a musical artist that you need to investigate and listen to while you're driving your truck. I think he may be the greatest artist about music about trucks. His name is Dick Curless.
Never heard of him.
Well, no, but
That's
you
definitely
will love
country.
him when you hear him. Curless is spelled Curless. I'll send you a link to some of his songs. He's great. If I drove a truck, I'd be listening to Dick Curless. The best thing is he had an eye patch, and that's the coolest thing to be a singer with an eye patch.
So did Dr. Hook.
Yeah, but this guy's better than Dr. Hook.
Oh, I love Dr. Hook.
Actually, I have no idea. I don't think I've ever heard a Dr. Hook song. What
Sexy
did he?
Eyes?
Sexy
And when you're
Eyes.
in love with a beautiful woman?
Oh, I
Listen
guess
to
I
that.
know that song. Yeah,
Sexy Eyes is a good song.
yeah, I believe you. I can't place Dr. Hook. Yeah, look at that great ad.
Did you guys ever buy any of those toys?
I
Like
didn't.
My older brother did. He got a Civil War set. It was about it was about 5 inches by 6 inches. The box that it came in, and the people, the little guys were minuscule. There was
Good
an
night, Fiddle
exploding
Chips.
bridge that they drew in the ad, but it was a little tiny plastic bridge with a rubber band that made it move, explode, and then it had like a little plastic mat that you would put down as the battlefield. Um,
Can
I
you
might
guys go ahead?
I might still have a couple of the little Civil War guys somewhere.
I always wanted to get like the X-ray glasses out of the back of these. I was a dirty little boy. I was going to use them.
Well, there are a few ads in the 60s on certain comics on the back cover that show those soldiers, those World War II soldiers, and it's an actual photograph, and you see that they're flat. They're not three-dimensional. They're just like cardboard display, of Elvira. They're as far as soldiers, they're little tiny plastic flat guys,
Huh.
and so they're at least the Civil War guys that my brother got were three-dimensional. Carrie Drake Detective.
Bondage. Red
Yeah.
Dress.
Oh man, that looks
Lady
great.
in Red.
Yeah, that would be Bondage. That would be good girl art.
3D.
Psycho.
3D.
Yeah. That looks like that's in brand new condition to me, from what I can see. But I still has gloss on the cover. It's great.
And you're looking on a phone.
Yeah, in real life it does look that. Yeah, I'll watch this later on a big screen.
He always wanted the ventriloquist dummy from the comic ad. I never saw that. I always wanted that Hugo Strange toy.
Hugo Strange.
Yeah, you never saw it. Look it up on Google.
You mean Hugo, the
Oh,
man with a
Hugo.
thousand faces?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hugo.
I've got him. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
got
right, you
him.
do. You
Christmas of
ever?
fifth grade.
How often do you play with them?
I have
I'm
him
not
out of the
kidding.
box at least.
You know the
But
funny thing is, you think I'm kidding. That's the
yeah.
funny thing. How often do you play with them? I'll be playing with them every now and then.
Well, the thing about it is, as far as playing with him, what you do with him is put different makeup on him. You've got all these little plastic appliances to put on his face, and you got a glue stick to put it on with. And I don't think that glue stick is probably still good
It
from.
probably smells really terrible.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
still got all the little pieces. Yeah,
I
and
got
so
like a measuring tape that I got at a yard sale that I've had for years, and I opened the drawer. My goodness, it stinks so bad from the oils rancid
oh yeah.
inside it. Not to mention dead squirrels that we got in our shelves. Okay, I got another. Oh, I don't think this is right. I got to replace that. I got to, but it's not bondage. It's Burrow, Charles Burrow. Burrow. Is it like the mule? Burrow? Bureau?
Bureau.
I believe it's Bureau from what Meyer told me, and he's very researched in these comics.
Some of these covers that the better ones, he didn't do them. He had a ghost artist that was a female from work for MLJ. According to All in Color for a Dime, the book.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You have that book, All in Color for a Dime?
yeah.
Have you read it?
When I was in sixth grade, but I still have it. Yes.
Was that a while ago, or was that
Was sixth grade a
sixth?
while ago?
When
Look
you
at
were
how
in
old I
sixth
am.
grade as the teacher, or sixth grade yourself?
No, I was in sixth grade in the 1976-77 school year is when I got
Did you
that book. And
did
then
you have
there's a
sixth
sequel to
grade?
it called the comic book. There's two books.
Oh, I need to read that.
Yeah, it's
Did
the
you? What grades did you teach?
sixth, seventh, and eighth back in the old days in the old country.
You really enjoyed it?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Was it general education or did you teach a specific course?
English.
Oh, no wonder why. That makes sense. Did the kids think you were a radio announcer? Did you sound like that on
No,
TV?
I don't know that they thought that, but
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
kids give you their thoughts a
my
lot.
voice just started. I'm starting to sound like RFK Jr. the last few years. I don't know if something it's just maybe it's a sign of impending death or maybe just talking too much for decades. I don't know.
Are you part American Indian?
Me?
Yeah.
Aren't we all
No,
here?
I'm my dad's side Irish and German,
Steve, you look
and
European.
my well German, Russian, Jewish mixture. My dad's side, my grandfather was a professional baseball player,
Wow.
uh, and he married a woman that came over from Ireland, and all the kids were raised Catholic. And I don't think they even found out till they were adults that their dad was Jewish. She never talked about it, and the kids were all raised Catholic. He was. I don't think I knew it until there was a little baseball card that said first Jewish players in the major league. It's like what? My granddad was. I didn't know, but yeah, he played for
Is,
the Phillies, Cubs, and the Yankees.
is that good girl?
Uh, I well, I can barely see, but there. I guess so. I mean, a woman falling to her death. I guess that's glamorous.
With her legs showing? I didn't
um,
say glamorous. I
and
said
on
good
my
girl.
mom's side, I'm half Irish, half French, so I'm mostly half Irish, German, yeah, whatever the heck. Orloff is an actual real family name. That was my great great grandmother. It's not just from a horror movie. So,
South
because there
Transylvania.
was a great grandmother named Bertha Orloff, and I saw that, and I thought, man, I wish that was still my last
That
name.
Yeah.
sounds like a gypsy,
Yeah, it probably was. Yeah, I don't know. Uh,
Romanian. Yeah,
Ashkenazi.
you
If
look
you look it up, it
Romanian.
says Ash. Well, it's some. I don't know. They're supposed to have the highest IQs in the world, so I didn't get any of that blood, obviously.
Oh.
That's why you're a teacher, right?
I don't know. I
Did you
had a
ever
lot of
share
dumb
your
teachers when I was a kid.
Do you ever share your collecting stuff with your students?
Uh, no,
Your
I
art?
saw a picture of someone on YouTube was showing their classroom, and they had comic books floor to ceiling on every wall. They
Wow.
had comic. It was like your room was. Imagine if there were desks in it. It was a classroom, and then I think the fire marshal said you got to take them down because you're not supposed to have paper within a certain distance of the ceiling because it could catch on fire. He said so. Just some the people had inspected his room for years, and then finally someone came along and said no, they were just trying to. It's not like his room is going to burst into flames because he had comics on the wall. But it's a
My
way, I guess, to get kids interested in reading. But once they
Myers
pick up a comic book, they'll never want to read again because you pick up a comic today, it's like, hey, I like that Avengers movie. And you pick up the stuff on the stand, it's not going to match up to the movies. It's going to be terrible. You're not going to understand it. It won't make any sense.
I wouldn't even use these recent Marvel comics for toilet paper.
Oh.
No, but that's what exists now. So it's like, so you tell, hey, you listen, you want to learn to read? Well, go out and get some 1964 Marvel comics. It's like, well, how will I afford that? Well, you can get these collected editions. It's like, no, a kid's not going to do that. They'll read
Well,
Dogman, and
Myers said
Dogman is
he
actually it's pretty good.
Myers said he used to take the fake goatee and sideburns from Hugo to help him buy cigarettes and beer when he
Read
was
the next
12.
comment he made, though.
From the waist down.
Yep.
If yeah, that's funny. If I show you on some future episode what those sideburns and look like, then you would understand how funny that is. Yeah.
There you go. You have a goal.
Yes.
My wife, I like watching old shows, from TV and stuff, and I've been watching a lot of Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
She's really got into it with me lately, and we're watching a season from where they're like in 1897, and like there's this guy named Quentin Collin on there. He's got the worst fake chops I have ever seen.
Yeah, but he was a heartthrob. That guy,
Yeah.
David Selby.
Yep.
He's actually got a really cool look. Yeah, I know they're fake because they're put on for a soap opera, but that
Yep.
show was great. I was watching that with my wife, but now she's got PTSD from it because whenever we'd watch it, I would fall asleep, and I'm not bored. It's just I've been working for 11 hours, and then the pace of Dark Shadows and the music, it's just like and I've seen
I
the whole
couldn't get
series
into
from
it.
the first episode till the end, and I was watching with her, and I'd nod off, and she'd get upset. Well, that's what happens when you marry someone 13 years older than you. He falls asleep all the time. So she says, if I put on Dark Shadows, you're just gonna fall asleep. And I say, no, I really want to watch it. Don't. There's a story. We're about where the Frankenstein storyline is.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, it's
But
pretty
I
good.
said, you won't believe how great. And she says, I said, if we get further, they're going to go to hell. They're going to go to all these different time periods. They're going to go. They're going to have a H.P. Lovecraft storyline. They're going to have
Yep.
Jekyll and Hyde. They're going to have a Wolfman. They're going to have all this stuff's coming up. We just got to stick with it. She says, no, you'll just fall asleep.
Yep.
That's my life, man. The
Yeah.
guy that sleeps and works.
Quentin, you were talking about a wolfman. Quentin is actually cursed by Magda and has a curse of a werewolf on him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's the Wolfman
Yep.
that appears later. He even got to be a model kit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a Barnabas Collins and a werewolf model kit. That's him. Yeah.
Sweet. They've got that character Dirk on the show, man. It doesn't matter what time period they're in. he has the same outfit, same haircut. I think he had it in his contract. He wouldn't change for anything.
Well, there's you've heard of Edgar Casey, the sleeping prophet, whatever. He says he believed in reincarnation. I don't want to get all theological here, but he said that we look like we every time we come back, we kind of still look like the way we used to look.
Yeah.
And then there's this guy that I like to watch named David Wilcock, who thinks he's the reincarnation of Edgar Casey, and they do look a lot alike. And that would now it's a soap opera; they're just using the same actors, but you could say, well, they're reincarnations, and they're oh well.
That's kind of the way that I think of it, throughout the show, because they've got the picture of Barnabas hanging up in the Collins family home, and he's like in multiple different timelines, and they're like, oh, wow, it's so striking how much you look like him. Well, of course, it's him.
Yeah.
I really like that show. I love listening to like old radio shows on there's a old channel on the XM satellite I listen to, and I listen to a lot of that stuff and watch a lot of those.
Have you watched the show that, who was I asking? Living Doll with Julie Newmar?
You were talking to me, but no, I've never seen
My Living Doll. I've never really seen a full episode of that, and I'm a huge Julie Newmar fan. Where do you see My Living Doll?
It's on one of those free apps like Tubi or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a really good show. I enjoy it. I'm up there.
I would watch that. My wife hates commercials so much she just can't stand Tubi TV or anything. It's like, well, that's the way I grew up. Everything had commercials. But,
those free apps usually have like the really good old shows to watch. Like what was that?
Well, I'll tell you what, she looks hot on that show. She looks really good.
The what?
She looks pretty hot on that show.
Oh. What was that Darren McGavin horror show from the 70s? I like
Kolchak.
Yeah, Kolchak. I like watching that too.
Yeah, that was one of my earliest disappointments when that got canceled. There
was one episode where there was some creature and he hit it open and it looked like spaghetti inside, like a turtle or something. I always remember that. It scared the crap out of me as a kid.
Yeah, I watched every episode, but I can't think of that episode offhand. But
and then they had the movie, the TV movie or whatever.
There were 2 TV movies and then a series.
Yep.
And they tried to do a remake of it, and it just wasn't.
That was unwatchable.
I didn't see that.
Well, they got some young guy to be. It was just the name Kolchak, but that's a character that has to be Darren McGavin. It's like you'll never be able to make a Man with No Name movie without Clint Eastwood. It has to be him, unless you hire his son, who looks a lot like him.
Yeah.
A Schwinn ad with a horse. What's his name? The horse? I forget.
They got tired of riding Trigger. Isn't that Trigger?
Trigger, yeah, Trigger. Was he in a museum in California or something?
I heard they stuffed him. Yeah, that's what I heard.
At least they didn't make glue out of him, right?
There you go.
Yeah, you imagine if they sold, instead of Elmer's glue, Trigger glue. Boys and girls, get your Trigger glue for back to school.
I'd be triggered by that glue.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, you get a lot of comments on your show.
Condiments?
Comments, not comments.
Oh, I picked up some horseradish sauce, and I had it for dinner before the show. Oh my goodness, my nose was on fire. I was laughing so hard because I forgot that it did that to you.
Did you say horseradish?
Horseradish, Trigger horseradish.
What, like a big boy horseradish?
The horseradish sauce.
We were just talking about Big Boy. Were you watching that show earlier? Meyer had a jar of Big Boy ranch dressing, and I thought, man, that looks cool. They don't sell that here, and he's in California.
When I went to visit Steve, I grew up when I was a kid. I loved Big Boy, so he goes, "Oh, they have that here." So he took me to Big Boy's. We went through the drive-through, And I said, when I looked in the bag, I said, I need to go back and get some extra barbecue. And he goes, oh, that's their special sauce. And I thought he was making like a sexual joke. He's like, their special sauce. I'm like, what do you? So I'm thinking in my head, what the heck is he talking about? So I went back and asked them, could I have some barbecue? And they handed me the sauce in the bag. So we pulled up in the parking lot after. I said, what the hell? They handed me all this handful of tartar sauce. He goes, that's their special sauce. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, that's the sauce they use to make their hamburger special. I'm like, this is disgusting. I don't ever want to go back to Big Boy again. Tartar sauce on a hamburger?
I think they used to use something different when I was younger because it was not tartar sauce.
But he kept saying it's their special sauce, and I'm thinking he's making a sexual joke about them jacking off on my hamburger or something.
My gosh, in a few hours you're going to be in a Mormon shirt. Now you're just
That's what I thought. I mean, this is an adult show. It's not for
Big
kids.
Boy was great when I was a kid, but I haven't eaten it one in decades, so I have
You
no
don't
idea.
want to go back, man. It's horrible.
They
do you have any Big Boy
bankrupt.
comic books?
I do actually. I have a robot cover right here.
Yeah.
I have
Are there any Hitler covers? Probably.
They have a bunch for $1 at my LCS.
They were the worst paper. At least when I was a kid, they were like printed on horrible paper.
But I just like this one because it's a robot cover.
I think it was pretty cool when it started, but that was before my time. But by the time I came along, it was, yeah.
Oh, wow, that is a robot Big Boy cover. Wow.
That's the way I remember the comic, yeah.
No, I showed the wows already. This is Big Boy.
Huh?
Right.
There's Big Boy and his Jerry curl. Boy, this comic book lasted quite a while, up to like 300 or some issues.
Yeah, it was still around in the 70s. It probably started about the time Kennedy was.
I think it was all the way up until like the late 80s or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was around the late 70s.
This is from 72 right here.
Okay.
Do you guys remember when places like McDonald's or Burger Chef would have those little 45 plastic flimsy records that they would put in like their toys and stuff, and you can actually play them on your record player? Do you remember that stuff?
I don't remember records, but I remember a lot of cool stuff from Burger Chef. They had the coolest toys.
Burger Chef. They had them around Halloween. They would come out with them.
With Halloween sounds. I've heard one on YouTube, but I never got one of them.
Yeah, I had all those. Those were great.
Burger Chef is a place I was only able to go to in 72 and 73 when I lived in Virginia. That's my favorite hamburger place I think ever.
Yeah.
The closest to it that exists today is Burger King, but it's because it's the Char-Grilled, but Burger Chef was so much better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm talking over Nighttiger. What are you saying?
Oh no, we need to go to commercial.
Oh, okay.
My name's Walt. I work as night watchman here at Fred's Wax Museum to put myself through criminology college. It used to be very lonely until recently when I plugged in my crime computer. Suddenly, oscillating vibrations brought to life 3 legendary monsters. Dracula, the werewolf, and Frankenstein. Creatures hated and feared for centuries, now determined to make up for their past misbehaving by fighting crime wherever they find it. Together, we're the Monster Squad.
Let's win this fight for the clowns!
Compelling.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I used to watch that.
Love
Stanley
that show.
Ralph Ross was from the Batman series
Yeah.
66, right?
They used a lot of the props and stuff that were left over
You
from the
could
show.
see the fight choreography was very Batman-like.
Yeah.
That guy that was the handler of the monsters became a congressman later, didn't he?
Did
I'm
he?
He was
pretty
on.
sure
He
Fred
was on
Grandy
Love Boat.
Someone look up Fred Grandy in the
Yeah,
chat.
he did,
Yeah.
and he was on Love Boat.
Oh, was he that too?
He was the purser.
Yeah. Some of those 1970s Saturday morning live action shows were pretty great. Ghostbusters, Far Out Space Nuts.
Oh yeah, I'm
And
watching
some
that
of them
on
that weren't
Tubi.
very good had amazing theme songs. The Lost Saucer, Land of the Lost had such.
They have
That
all
was a
that on
great.
Tubi. It's all on Tubi, man.
Here's the thing.
Sigmund the Sea Monster.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sigmund. Yep.
Land of the Lost has a great, obviously, opening theme, but the closing theme only lasts for 30 seconds. But if someone could take that and build it into a whole song, that's a great. Do you remember how great that it is? So short, it's if someone could expand it and make it sound just like that, it would be great. They could even get that guy that sang it, the teenager who's now at every convention, get him to sing it.
Okay, you ready? Oh yeah, baby.
Is it a dirty mind, or do you see what I see when the camera zooms in? What is the country? Kenya? Can you play it again and see when it zooms in on that? It looks. I know you can't control the shape of Kenya, but the way they darken it in and they zoom in, it looks. Do you see what I'm talking about?
No, I didn't. Did you see that, Steve? Why are you muted?
Am I muted?
No, Steve is.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on.
"Oh, my queen," said the royal sorcerer to Hatshepsut, "with this amulet, you and your descendants are endowed by the goddess Isis with the powers of the animals and the elements. You will soar as the falcon soars, run with the speed of gazelles, and command the elements of sky and earth." 3,000 years later, a young science teacher dug up this lost treasure and found she was heir to the secrets of Isis. And so, unknown to even her closest friends, Rick Mason and Cindy Lee, she became a dual person. Andrea Thomas, teacher. Oh my God. And Isis, dedicated foe of evil, defender of the weak, champion of truth and justice.
Oh man, did I have a crush on her?
That announcer, do you ever imagine what that announcer looks like? "Oh, my queen," says the royal Hatshepsut. It's like, and then yeah, same voice in Shazam that does the announcing.
Yep.
It's probably a 600-pound man sitting on a toilet recording it, so he gets that echo.
Mike, you got any Wonder Woman videos? I like when she spins around and her.
I don't have any uploaded. This is my new laptop, so I don't have them all on here yet. I got to transfer all that stuff.
So far, you've shown
Yeah.
ice.
Now! Oh! Come on! You got this, but you gotta focus. Oh! Come on! Hansel, stop! You got this! Oh! Yeah!
Maybe we could try a washcloth.
What was that? I forget that movie.
Zoolander.
I've never seen it. I know about
Oh,
it.
it's a funny movie. The only the thing is the sexual part I didn't care for.
Well, Ben Stiller was really had a series on skit show on Fox. That's how I first did in the early '90s. I thought it was funny, but now Ben Stiller's I now know he's very much on the other side of the political spectrum. But his show at first was pretty funny. I remember they did a parody of Lassie. It looked just like the Lassie show in black and white. And the little kid goes, Manson! And you see Charles Manson on four legs running like Lassie and in black and white. It was really funny. And they did a thing with Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein, but it was like a Woody Allen, like Annie Hall movie. Or it was pretty good. And I thought, this is a really smart young comedian. Then these decades since shown no, he's kind of a pretty dumb guy, but he must have surrounded himself with some good writers and other people.
Well, I'll be honest, that's a little insulting, man. I mean, I thought we were both badasses the other night. I kicked that guy in the face like 3 times, remember? I kicked him in the face.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
It makes you look cool.
I need to look cool now? What the hell? You said my outfit was pimp. I remember even thinking, that's a weird word for him to use, pimp, but you said it. You said it was pimp.
It is pimp.
Yeah.
The horny guy is just an accessory.
An accessory?
Yeah.
Well, then you need nunchucks then.
If you don't like it, don't use it.
No, how does it work?
Shit! It worked.
That was a good movie.
What was it? I don't even know. I hate that dude. As a
Green Hornet. The Green Hornet.
I couldn't. I never saw that.
I just watched the movie with him, Seth Meyers, and Barbara Streisand. It was pretty good. Me and my wife enjoyed it.
I hate Seth Meyers.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. I guess I know who he is. Yeah, I do know who he is. Yeah.
He has Trump deranged syndrome bad.
Oh, they all do. Because they know that.
Attention, this is exactly what we were talking about.
I don't know. No,
Old LeMay?
LeMay?
Okay, here we go.
The Streets of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production.
A Quinn Martin production. Remember those days? Everything was Quinn Martin.
Yeah.
Okay, don't act too enthused now. Let's see what else I got here.
What a jump! Evil's riding the amazing Star Cycle. That gyro power sends him over 100 feet at top speed. Loop-de-loop! And he's not through yet. Into the dragster. Evil's super sprint car with built-in drag chute to slow him down. What a hook! And now, the Sky Cycle. That daredevil death-defying supersonic skyplane on wheels. And here he is on the super cool chopper bike with the power that can really rip. He's sensational. He's Evil Knievel. He's a knockout. He's ideal.
Those were the good days, man.
He was a cool icon, man. He was one of the first icons I remember.
Yeah. The toy sales kind of started going flat after he beat up a reporter in a parking lot with a bat. And then parents stopped buying the toys. But
Neil said they call that and Shauna the African bush.
well, I don't know. I just see it when I see that opening credits every time. But
Oh, is that what it was? It was her bush?
It's just Kenya, the country of Kenya. You got the clip still queued up. Just look at Kenya, and then it zooms in, and it looks like legs underneath it. That's just the way the countries are. But when you make Kenya dark colored, you just run the clip again. Maybe you'll see it this time.
Let's see. I gotta find it.
I'd like to get good quality copies of that whole series.
I
Usually you
had it
get it.
on
It's really
DVD. I
yeah,
think
but
I
it
have it
usually
on
looks pretty
DVD.
bad.
I'm still not seeing what you see.
Do you see?
I kind of see a person's head facing that way, like this.
No, that's not what I'm seeing.
No?
I'm, I, uh, I don't know. This is wax paper. I can't draw on this. I don't think I can. Shoot. Oh, this is
Yeah.
okay. I could draw on this.
Draw us a dirty picture.
I don't know. It looks like that to me. Can you?
Oh, okay.
It looks
Okay.
like there's.
Okay.
It
I got
doesn't
you.
look like that. And then it says
Let's see.
Sheena
Let's see.
across, and it looks like.
I don't know. I don't see it.
I
Okay,
see like a curve
never
of it. Yeah.
mind. Now I'm like just as bad as these guys I complain about on YouTube, or YT as the cool people call it.
I saw it that time.
Well,
I
Steve
thought you were seeing it before.
Steve's backing you up.
Yep, I see it. Now that you drew the picture, I knew what I was looking at.
Let me see.
You could turn that logo upside down and make it Mom Comics and make it into a Mother's Day card.
Mine's pure.
Yeah, see, Mom Comics.
Mama.
That's after she had a baby.
What's wrong with us?
Well, here's a cool one I found.
It's getting late.
I love that cover. Got a nice death on there.
Yeah, Ghost. That always had cool covers.
Yep.
Usually.
I always think, how can they afford to pay them to paint a full picture?
Well,
nowadays they can't even do anything. Like they can't even do full art, let alone paint a picture.
yeah. Well, the Dell were not as painterly as the Gold Key ones with.
There must be a lot of those paintings somewhere.
Yeah, well, there's a book coming out that I'm probably every surviving painting is in that book, but that book's been in production for a couple of years. It's supposed to be out relatively soon.
Wouldn't that be cool to have a
George
real
Wilson
original painting of the cover, like hanging on your wall?
Yeah, well, you kind of can. Here's the Gold Key up till maybe 1965. On the back cover, they give you the painting without the logo, which some people call trade dress. And so all you got to do is take it to what they used to call Kinko's or FedEx, lay the back cover down, blow it up to 11 set by 17, frame it, and you can have a whole gallery of giant chickens menacing people and Korak, son of Tarzan, punching some kind of animal.
Let me modify Meyer's comment. Mons
Oh.
pubis is the Latin term.
Okay, Meyer saw it. that's why we
I
understand.
saw it after you drew it.
Did you see it before, Meyer? Guys are making me feel like a creep.
No.
No,
Nobody
you are a
saw
creep.
it.
We don't make you feel like that. You are a creep.
Yeah, well.
Hey, look, I've got the mind of a 13-year-old, so.
Well.
You know the good thing is nobody watches this channel.
I don't know.
No females watch this channel at all.
Yeah, I had almost 9% female viewership there for a while. Then I realized it was just because I put up kitten videos. And then there were a couple of people, the girls that were watching, and then they quickly stopped and they realized no entertainment was going to be
They
coming
realized
forth.
he's a creepy old man. We need to get out of here.
Well, there was a girl named Whippet
He was
Laugh in
he was
England that watched all
advertising
the
lollipops.
time, but I don't know. Maybe she might have left the planet.
Huh.
He had a commercial where he advertised selling lollipops out of a van.
All my entire, according to the YouTube studio, everyone that watches is from age 55 to 64. I have no
Library, I don't know if that says anything good about who you are. He said he saw it right away.
I like when you show Drew on your shows. Drew's a good looking dog. I love Drew.
Yeah, Drew's right here. She's got a dog food thing. Drew, come here. I'll open that for you. Somehow she got an unopened thing of dog food. I don't think she's going to let me take it from her.
Yummy fruity pebbles in our bowls. Oh, here comes you know who. Yabba dabba Drew, delicious do. Ho, 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 I'm hungry. Santa, my pebbles! Your pebbles! 'Tis the season to be sharing, Fred. Happy holidays, pal. Oh, Fred. Fruity and Cocoa Pebble cereals, part of this nutritious breakfast. Ho, 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 ho.
I don't remember that commercial, but
I remember it.
sometimes commercials screw up your whole memory of a song. So then from now on, you'll go, yo, ho, ho, I'm hungry. That's like that We Three Kings. It's like I keep hearing, Sprite makes brighter holidays, Lyman is the reason. And it takes away the whole spiritual meaning of the wise men. Oh no, it's the meaning of Christmas is Sprite.
Yep. Or Coca-Cola. You gotta throw Coca-Cola in there.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you remember the commercial "We Are the World" where they sing the Coca-Cola commercial?
Well, no, We Are the World was trying to feed starving Africans. It was.
What was that song?
I'd like to teach the world to sing.
In perfect harmony. Yep.
That was really beautiful.
That was on
really
a Disney. That was on a Disney album. I used to have that Disney album. It was the Peter Pan Records.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. A lot of people did a version of it.
They had Sammy Davis Jr. They're doing the Candyman.
That's
the
what
Candyman
If Trump could just sit down with Putin and Zelensky with 3 bottles of Coke, it would all be over. And it probably will happen Monday.
If Sammy Davis Jr. was alive and he went over there and met with him, they sang together.
Yeah, well, Sammy Davis Jr. was a Satan worshiper. Yep.
I heard that.
You can see photographs of him with Anton LaVey. Yeah, I don't know why he got into that. I guess it was a cool Hollywood thing. But.
Yeah. Well, didn't one of Led Zeppelin's members buy Anton LaVey's house at one time? Or
no, it was Aleister Crowley's house.
That's right, Aleister. Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine ran a record store and was friends with him, and he went over to England. He said, "Come over and visit me," and so he actually was in that house of Aleister Crowley's.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't think I'd want to buy his house, but maybe it's just a nice house. It's probably on I think it's on Loch Ness or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, you got some amazing books, man.
Ready for a commercial?
Fang Face! Every 400 years, a baby werewolf is born into the Fangsworth family. And so when the moon shined on little Sherman Fangsworth, he changed into Fang Face! The werewolf! Only the sun can change him back to normal. And so little Fangs grew up and teamed up with 3 daring teenagers, Kim, Biff, and Pugsy. And together they find danger, excitement, and adventure. Who can save the day? Who can wrong the rights? then right the wrongs. None other than Fang Face.
One of the better Scooby-Doo ripoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of it was just complete frame by frame lifting from the.
You never watched that cartoon?
That's after my time. I was aware of it. I was probably in college when that came out. I don't know.
I watched it with my granddaughters a couple weeks ago, and they would, Grandpa, let's not watch that. Let's watch something else. We don't like it.
Too
I'm
scary.
like, oh no, they just didn't like it.
Well,
I'm like, are you kidding
kids
me?
kids don't understand cell animation.
They want to watch Baby Shark.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
they're used to seeing the 3D kind of computer animation that started with Pixar. They don't understand, even something classic like Snow White or Bambi looks weird and alien to them. It's just not computerized and rounded, and I don't know. It's just how they've grown up looking at the world.
Here, I got a book for you. Just got
Oh.
that recently. David Carradine and Bruce Lee on there.
Is that a British or some foreign edition?
Uh-uh.
That's
Nope.
an American?
Yep. This is the annual that they had for Deadly Hands of Kung Fu.
He has
Oh,
some
and
great comic book stores around his house.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't know
cheap.
that existed. Why would they do an annual and completely change the name of the book? That
It's a
doesn't.
great question, ain't it?
That must have been the very last gasp in like around 1975. That might have been the last time they even published that title.
It's a one shot from 1975. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is. They probably realized people weren't
Throw that
buying
in my
Deadly Hands.
pile. Throw that
What?
in my pile. Throw it in my pile.
Throw it in your pile. There
Now,
you go.
why
Here's
is
the
it?
full-
Why is it you can't do the show from your comic room again?
What's that?
Why is it you can't do the show from your comic room?
The internet sucks down there, man.
Why don't you get a booster?
I had one down there and it still sucked.
Is it thick floors?
You know what you
Yeah.
should do? Because are you using your phone?
When I'm down there, yeah.
Because if you can buy for $10 a 100-foot cord Ethernet cable and just plug it into your computer and hardline it.
That might be an option.
So you got to haul books upstairs to show them.
Yeah. I usually
He's
have
got an
a bunch
awkward comic
here
room.
anyway, so.
He has
What'd you
half
say?
the basement. He has half the basement to himself.
Here's a controversial kind of guy.
Yep,
Bruce
everything he
Jones.
does is sexual.
Yeah.
Wait, why is he controversial?
Everything
He
he
had
writes is
some,
sexual.
Well, he also had some stories that
Oh, I know. There was a story people are saying was racist and
Yeah.
like Death Rattle.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
what it was? Yeah, well, it was. I don't think it was meant to be. I think people
No.
misinterpreted it.
Yeah, and yeah, it was portrayed as a dog, and in the end, you find out it was a black guy.
You ready for a bondage,
I
Kevin?
don't think I read that story.
You guys
I
ready
don't
for
think-
bondage? Mm-hmm.
Wet T-shirt.
And she wins the contest.
Yep.
I got 2 of these. I don't know what the other one is.
Nice. Well, that was a great cereal too.
Yowza. It's a pricey book too.
It's
What
a
did I
couple
pay
$100
for it?
bucks.
I paid $62 with shipping. It's a little over 100 or more, especially in decent shape like this one.
Yeah, I have no idea what the price is and things.
So when I see them for 50, I grab them. So I grabbed 2 of them for 50 each before shipping and tax. Not anymore. Those days are over. I'm trying to downsize and not buy anything anymore.
Okay, so when you say you have, what did you say, 12,000 comics?
Something around there.
Are they all in that room?
No.
Okay. So you have another place to store comics?
Yeah, in our little office alcove by the kitchen.
Okay.
Love the Bruce Jones books. Every time I read something that he wrote, like Pacific Comics, everything has a sexual twist to the story.
He was adult. He wrote adult stories.
Look, I showed this book, and what does Biggie see? He sees the Mylar, not the girl. Nice Mylar.
Well, Bruce Jones was mainly a Warren writer. Is that correct? Yeah. Well, those stories were all, at least in the 70s, they all had that kind of, they were trying to push that.
So, do you guys like chunky peanut butter or creamy? Are you a chunky guy or a creamy guy?
Creamy.
Yeah, I guess I would agree.
I'm a creamy guy. I got mad. They had buy one, get one free, and I grabbed them really quick. Got home, opened it up, and both chunky.
I'm not sure if I've had chunky. I'm not sure. Maybe
So I had to go back and get the creamy, and now I have four bottles or jars of peanut butter. Look at that. Alien. Kupenberger, is that how you say it? Schaffenberger.
Are you talking about Kurt Schaffenberger?
Yeah, I don't like his art. He's one step above Kurt Swan.
Kurt Schaffenberger that did the Lois Lane art?
Yeah.
Oh, I love his art.
This is his art.
The thing about his art is it's the opposite of the realists like Neil Adams. It's more like C.C. Beck. It's the more cartoony style like Ramona Fradon or Marie Severin. I've always liked the art
Marie
that
Severin,
looks.
she's not cartoony.
Yeah, she kind of is, even when she's
so.
drawing serious.
Her Hulk stuff is really good.
You know, you
cartoony
said
is not. I don't mean cartoony in a negative way. I mean it looks like. It looks.
When you're referring to superhero books and you say cartoony, I do think it is a negative way.
I mean, so what do you think of C.C. Beck's art on Captain Marvel?
Well, he's got a classic look because he was the first one on the character.
Okay, so what do you think of Ramona Fradon on Aquaman or Metamorpho?
I don't really care for that.
Here, I'll give you an example. You said Neil Adams. Here's Neil Adams.
Okay, yeah, that's the complete opposite. That's very realistic. I love that, but I really do love the other style.
Yeah.
That looks like a comic book.
Yeah.
And unless like someone's drawn it from a photograph.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you got Breed.
Yeah, sure did.
What'd you pay for yours?
20.
I paid 15. I win.
Pretty good.
But I bought mine 2 years ago.
Didn't you give away a copy of that Gratu on one of your shows, or did you get one? I don't remember.
I think from Captain Strangelove. So yeah. I guess I give you guys beat.
Have you ever read this series?
No, but I've listened to the radio show. That's a radio show.
I like it. Well, this is a comic book.
It started as a radio show.
What is this?
That's cool with the eye looking down. That really is a cool cover.
Yeah.
It says, I wrote on the back, had positive exchange with the seller because books shipped late, but they had a death in their family and sent an extra comic.
Oh,
I wrote that on the back.
Say that's nice, but no, it's not nice. It's nice that it was a positive, not that there was a death. I always stick my foot in my mouth.
I still got my Strange Adventures book out, and I wanted to show a cool ad here from
Mattel. We'll allow it then.
Check this out. I'm a 70s and 80s kid. I had the Death Star from Star Wars, and man, I would almost guarantee that they just reused this model and put some covers over it and stuff.
Well,
very good.
What is the company that put out Matt Mason? Ideal? Mattel. Well, what's the company that made that? That's Matt Mason, right?
Major Matt Mason. Yeah, it was Mattel.
Mattel.
Yep.
And Star Wars was made by Kenner, right?
Yep.
And maybe
Kenner.
they bought the mold. It's possible. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Clue. I mean, the original Kenner toys for Star Wars were pretty miserably bad, but the spaceships were always pretty good. The little people were pretty terrible, at least the first wave of them.
I actually mailed into, I think it was either Sears catalog or J.C. Penney to get the first ones that they came out with when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because they hadn't released them. The movie had just come out, and they were releasing the figures, but they didn't have any available. So you had to mail order away for them.
Yeah, you get a little slip of paper on Christmas morning. You'll get your toys in a few months. Here's a cardboard stand you can put them on when you get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. So that's why later, okay, we're putting out Dune. We got to have all the toys ready day one, and of course, no one bought the toys, so you never really can tell. No one thought Star Wars was going to be a huge hit.
No.
So they didn't have the toys ready.
Yep.
And they didn't really have that many toys ready for Batman. So when the Green Hornet came out, let's have every Green Hornet everything, and then the show just wasn't as big as Batman. Not that it wasn't good; it just kids didn't know the Green Hornet.
Hey,
that was
Alan.
their dad's generation radio show.
Yeah.
Everybody, the link is in the chat if you want to come on and chat or show something. Or
Brad, so you mentioned Batman. I don't know if you've seen this, but I won this on a video that Mike and his cousin did. This is a signed picture of Lee Merriworth as Catwoman.
Yeah, she was a great Catwoman too.
A little COA on the back. I was happy to get that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, she played Catwoman very straight. Julie Newmar played her a little like an airhead. There was a slightly different way of portraying her, but both were great.
Yep.
Wasn't Lee Merriweather the one on Barnaby Jones? His daughter?
Rob, I don't know. Probably. I'm guessing. I've never watched Barnaby Jones.
Oh, it's a great show.
I'm sure it was, but it was like a show like I don't know. When I was a kid, the show that old people watched,
Steve, I got this one for my cousin.
Man, I love that. That's awesome.
Wow.
Does it just have her name on there? That one said Meow on mine. Meow, Lee Merriworth with a little kitty caricature.
It says, "To my love, Nighttiger."
Oh my gosh. Well, she has TDS too, unfortunately.
I thought you were going to say she has titties.
Yeah, she has titties. Did you realize that, Nighttiger, that she has titties?
When she did this little number? No, I never noticed.
No, TDS.
TDS. What is TDS?
I don't know. They all do. They all want to hate on
Sabrina, Kelly, and Chris. Yes, Charlie's Angels. Beautiful dolls. Imagine Kelly wherever she goes. In Charlie's Angels, beautiful clothes.
I love her clothes.
Charlie's Angels doll, Golden Whisper, Nite Caper, and Golden Pro Fashions, each sold separately.
Angel, this is Charlie. I want you to pose as a tennis star.
Charlie's Angels dolls, Sabrina, Chris, and Kelly, and Fashions, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Follow Kelly wherever she goes. Was that Christy McNichol?
Was it?
Watch.
I don't know.
Sabrina, Kelly, and Chris. Yes, Charlie's Angels.
Beautiful dolls.
Imagine Kelly wherever she goes. In Charlie's Angels, beautiful clothes.
I love her clothes.
Charlie's Angels doll, Golden Whisper, Nite Caper, and Golden Pro Fashions, each sold separately.
Angel, this is Charlie. I want you to pose as a tennis star.
Charlie's Angels dolls, Sabrina, Chris, and Kelly, and Fashions, each sold separately from...
Does not look like Christy McNichol, the last
No.
one? No?
She was cuter. Way cuter.
I like the fact that they have Chris in there, not Farrah Fawcett. Cheryl Ladd.
Yeah, Christy McNichol was more tomboyish, I think. What happened?
This is the Green Machine. Green Machine. 8, 9, 10 years old enough for Green Machine. A racer for guys who like a ride that's really fast. Stick shift controls, swivel action rear wheels, twist, turn, and spin like wild. Green Machine. What a ride! Yeah! Green Machine with stick shift steering, some assembly required. Green Machine by Marks.
Yeah.
I still want one of those.
Green Machine. Mom, where's
Maybe-
Steve? He's out riding his Green Machine.
Maybe Tesla can make giant versions that we can
I
drive
would
on the
love
highway.
that.
Would
How
that
about a
be cool?
motorcycle like that? That would be kind of cool.
Imagine a whole gang of bikers on those things.
That'd be hilarious. There was one girl in our
Can you
neighborhood.
see
We had
Alan on a big wheel? Alan had a big wheel.
Alan on a big wheel. No, we had one green machine in the neighborhood, and it was owned by the girl that we all played with. Yeah.
You never flipped over your big wheel and made ice cream, put in the wheel with the stick?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Good times, good times.
I had the big wheel with the brake.
We had the
Round
big
tire.
wheel that had the wheels that were already wore through and had holes in them.
Oh, so it was a hand-me-down, right?
Yeah.
Green Machine was about what time period? Early 80s or late
Very,
70s?
yeah, I think it was very early 80s.
Myers said his boy
I
liked
was in college.
the Charlie's Angels movie and watched the show and said, Dad, I like they don't wear bras. Yeah, if you ever watch Friends too, they don't wear bras on Friends.
What?
You ever watch Friends? They don't wear bras on there.
I've never noticed, to be honest.
You never noticed Jennifer Aniston with no bra?
I just think she's gorgeous, so I've never noticed.
I've never cared to watch that show. I don't
Oh,
know
I
anything
love
about
me and my wife love watching that show. It's so funny. This is the first issue of Mary Marvel that I got, and I hate it because she is just so ugly. Look at her
Let's see.
face.
Let me be the judge here. God, I can't see a thing. I can't see her face at all.
Steve?
Her face looks a little weird, but I don't think she's.
It looks
I don't think it's ugly.
elongated.
Huh?
It looks like a horse. It looks elongated.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It looks
I'd have
like
to see-
it looks like Julia Roberts' face. Looks like a horse.
Ooh, yeah, she's hideous, Julia Roberts. Not good.
She has a horse face.
I don't like her. Yeah.
We
She's
should
like a
turn her into glue.
My gosh.
This has a nice date stamp on it though, from 1948.
Yeah.
A flying cruise ship.
I like the earlier Mary Marvel art. Like there was who drew like the cover where she's on the back of a butterfly or when she's in the claw of some giant robot. That artist was great, whoever that was.
I have that issue right here.
But those are issues that normal people can't afford.
Normal people. You're not normal. So what do you so you can afford it? You're Abby
Normal
normal.
people can't.
Okay, what movie's that
Well,
from?
I guess,
Hold on, what movie's that from? It's Abby someone.
time
Because
Abby Normal young
I
Frankenstein.
told you to get a brain.
Oh,
I did. Well, whose brain is it? It's Abby
Abby
someone.
Normal.
Yeah, Frau Blucher. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I feel like I'm in junior high. Right after lunch, there'd be all the guys that had every line from Monty Python and Holy Grail memorized, that every line from last Saturday's Saturday Night Live was memorized. They must have recorded it. And then they
Jane,
would
you
just talk.
ignorant slut.
All they would do is say the lines, and they expect you to laugh like they're Dan Aykroyd or Gilda Radner or whatever. Okay. This is the artist I like. There's, I think, original artwork for this in that Steranko History of Comics. Man, you got to get that closer to the camera. I can't see a damn thing. Yeah, you don't have the one where she's on the back of a butterfly or something, do you? That's a pretty
I don't
isn't
think
that a
so.
pretty pricey comic? Like,
It probably is now. Not when when I bought it. You know me, I find them cheap. I find the first
I
lister
just
and I
would have
get it.
thought that'd be $1,000 comic at
Look at
least.
her. She has her face up here in the corner. She looks
Yeah.
beautiful up there.
Isn't she based on Judy Garland? Did I hear that
I believe
somewhere?
so. Yes.
Well, Judy Garland could be pretty or hideously ugly, depending on the
You
photograph
remember?
and her age.
You remember the skit, Samurai Lawyer? You remember that skit?
Huh?
You remember Samurai Lawyer with John Belushi?
Oh yeah, all the samurai. Yeah, of course.
They were the couple was fighting over custody of the kid. He's like, and he held the baby up. And he was going to slice it in half with the.
Yeah.
Here's some good girl art.
Let me see. Yes, definitely. What is? I can't even see what that says. Red Seal Comics. What's?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a
The
great cover.
little cartoony guy on the bottom with a dress. Come on.
I thought it was a witch. It's a little hard to see.
It's a guy.
Huh.
Maybe
the
his
black.
pants are just sagging. Maybe he's a gangster.
No, he's wearing like a dress. He's like a Black Llama, I think his name is.
Well,
that cool picture, and they put in this goofy looking superhero in the corner.
oh my! You could glue a picture of yourself over that. I don't think CGC would mind. Just take a
Alan's
picture
trying
of
to
yourself.
get this. Alan's trying to get a copy of this.
Oh, is he?
And then Red Seal Comics. Love the Red Seal. All strung out on beans. Yeah, the giant hand is great. The butterfly cover is incredible. I feel like Dr. Silver Age now. You ever watch his show in the morning? I was on the other day. He gave me a good shout out. They didn't have a show this Saturday. I looked for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I missed what you're saying. I got a text from my wife. What are you saying?
Oh, I was just saying Dr. Silverage didn't have a show this week.
Yeah, I saw he had a crying video saying, "We're sorry." So I guess he's not feeling well.
The Ray by Lou Fine. 1940. And then the only Buck Rogers Christmas cover that I know exists.
Huh.
Merry Christmas from Buck Rogers. No, you can't have this, Steve.
You got puppies on it. I like it.
Those are your dogs. Are those puppies or squirrels?
They look like puppies on there.
Here, let me pull this one down. I'm going to have to do some moving of boxes here really quick. That was not me. That was the chair.
Oh my gosh.
See, once you grab one cool comic, it's like, oh, that one's cool, and you got to keep grabbing more and more and more.
Yeah, and then you got to put it all back. It's
I know. This is the one I wanted to show.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Second appearance of Mary Marvel. This has Nazis in it, Santa Claus, Mary Marvel. And it's really cool because the last panels, she tells Captain Marvel that she's been asked to go over to WoW Comics. So he congratulates her and basically he gives her a hug goodbye. And she goes over to WoW Comics.
She
cool.
actually tells him she's going to a separate comic book.
Yeah.
That's why I love that line of comics. Because
it has the cowboy guy invites her over. think it's Hopalong Cassidy. Wait, let me look.
I just don't like realism in comics. I like comics to be comics. I think that's fantastic.
It depends on. Oh, look at this ad.
Oh wow!
No, it's Captain Marvel.
It's the Xmas, the Xmas issues.
She gets a letter. It's a telegram. Congratulations on your splendid debut into the Marvel family. Signed by all the characters. P.S. If you're not, what does that say? If you're not located anywhere else, why not come over to WoW Comics? Signed Pinky, which is the sidekick to Commander Yank.
Pinky in the Brain.
And then here it says, I've been invited into WoW Comics. I'll accept the invitation. Goodbye, Captain Marvel. Thanks for everything. And he says, so long, sis. I know you'll do a bang-up job in WoW Comics.
At least it wasn't a letter from Bob Guccione or Larry Flint.
Larry Flint, I haven't heard that name in decades.
Well, now you have. I think that's great to have one comic book existing and interacting with another, and that's cool. It's the idiots today would call it's so meta. They're breaking the fourth wall. They're aware. They're self-aware that they're cartoon characters. That's how they would say it now, but I just think it's cool. Is how I call it. It's like
here's another one Jerry did. It was completely split.
I like that one.
Leaf casted together.
Oh,
no, it's not WoW. It's Captain Arrow. Not Aereo, Arrow.
Who would say Aereo?
Me.
Oh, you
Aereo sounds better.
Aereo Speedwagon.
No, it doesn't. It looks like Arrow to me.
Arrow is ARROW. This is a Schomburg cover.
Man.
That's Arrow, like aerodynamic.
Yeah.
Can you see that splash page?
Did he leaf cast that page or what? The splash page? The whole thing?
Be popular. Learn the newest dance moves in 5 days. It's no cost.
Yeah.
Jerry,
the jitterbug. Hey, you see that? They got the jitterbug.
Jitterbug. Ooh, this is a cool one here. The Red Cross.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have his first appearance. I didn't know it in another Target comic.
They had so many cool World War II era stories. I like
know.
that.
And then we have number 8 of the Blue Beetle fighting Nazis.
Are they Nazis?
They are. They don't have any insignia, though.
Huh.
Wow, I used a big word, insignia. Great leaf casting job by the Jitterbug.
Yep.
Aeroplane is what they call airplanes in the old days. World Library, you know what? Thank you. We would never have known that. In the UK, I believe.
You egghead, you sissy. What, you read books or something?
This is awesome. I'm off to WoW Comics. I'll see you later.
You're off to what? Where's he going?
He's going to WoW Comics.
Library
88.
Oh.
You know that I kid. I love you, man. I love those Captain Marvel comics. Careful, Mike. But yeah, grab more. Yeah, I like to manhandle my comics. You know what commercial I'm getting for this channel? I'm going to upload the Manwich. A sandwich is, well, how's it go?
A sandwich is a sandwich, but a manwich is a meal.
Yeah. There you go.
I like when you fall asleep reading your Golden Age comics and wake up with them torn. Just because I know it causes people to wet their pants.
I know. I love telling that story. It's the trigger story. I want to get that commercial, and I want to get the one with the battery. Knock it off, Robert Conrad.
Oh yeah.
I dare you to knock this off my shoulder.
Did you ever see the guy that played Balky do a comedian act where he puts a battery on his shoulder and he goes, "Okay, go ahead, I dare you, knock it off." And somebody knocks it off his shoulder. And he puts up another one. And he says, "I dare you to do it again."
Sounds like Zelensky. You should put a slab on your shoulder. Is that what you were saying? I'm not following the joke.
Oh, it was the guy that played Balky
from the commercial.
I remember that parody. Yes,
Perfect
but
Strangers.
I'm just saying that.
This is a Schomburg. That's Pyro Man. He wasn't quite as popular with the
I think
readers.
I offended the comic collector geek by talking about breaking slabs.
Alan, you got to go.
He says,
go.
Bye, I've got to go record tomorrow's show. I can't hear
Alan?
people talking about. He doesn't like to touch comic books. He likes
Alan
them
is
all
one of those
sealed.
other guys that impresses me. He has so much content he puts out, but he don't do a whole lot of editing.
He doesn't do a lot of what?
He don't do a whole lot of editing. I don't think he does any editing.
Yeah, well, I don't.
He puts out a lot of content.
Well, editing doesn't have to be done. It's.
No.
Charles Bronson. Yeah, I like that. Tough guy.
My wife loves Charles Bronson.
Yep.
What else we got in here?
That sounded like Zelensky to me.
Some jerk got this for my birthday. I forget who it was.
That's a cool book. Who got that?
I don't know. I don't remember. Some guy from Ohio. Some Marine.
I should get that. That's a cool book. I like that.
Grotto, if you don't know, I'm talking about Steve.
I know. I figured that out. You said a Marine. It was obvious that you were doing a little shtick there.
I didn't get that Kenya thing, but you picked that up really quick.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just seemed pretty obvious to me, but I don't think the people that made that show were intending that.
Now I'll be going back and watching like 100 times. I still don't see it.
She was great for that role. Some people are born to play certain roles, Connery as far as Bond, and Irish McCalla as far as Sheena. Buster Crabbe was exactly what Alex Raymond drew as Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get any closer to it.
See, now, Burrow did not do that cover. He put his name on it. But
Christopher Reeve, Superman, yeah.
I don't think he did this cover.
Well,
that looks too good for Charles Burrow. Burrow.
What I am noticing is the lack of word balloons, because they were very wordy on the covers that I remember of that type.
Yeah, most of the Bureau stuff that I have has a lot of word bubbles on the cover.
Yeah, whole paragraphs.
Yeah, he didn't. Yep. He didn't do. And I was reading in that 4-color color book that Lev Gleason, I think, said that Burrow would come over to his house and he would say, "Let's draw together." And he said Burrow was so ashamed that he couldn't draw. He would go in the other room, lock the door, and draw his picture, and then come back out later.
Yeah, well.
So Lev Gleason said, never seen him draw anything that was any good. and the people that hated working for him, because he said that they had to draw everything to specifics. Like if it's a gun, it had to look like the real gun. If they put a car in the scene, it had to look exactly like the real car. Every detail had to be exactly right. And then inkers said they didn't like to work with Joe Kubert because his penciling was so loose and sloppy that they had to do most of the detail work. He just did basic outlining. So a lot of inkers didn't want to work with him because they had to do more work when they inked his work. That's what I read. Now, how true it is, I don't know.
Well, that's their problem. They should have been honored to work with him.
Yeah, that Weird War Tales I showed as a Joe Kubert cover and art on the interior. I think it's pretty damn good, but it might be the inking. You never know.
Well, they said when he inked figures, he rarely put the faces in if they were smaller than if they were like beyond a certain point smaller.
Yeah.
He didn't put the eyes or lips or noses in. I got this for $11 shipped off eBay. Good girl.
I just don't. Did Bruce Gentry? I didn't even really know. Was it a radio show?
I believe so. I only found it out through the Gerber guide. Once I saw the covers,
Yeah,
I'm like, I gotta look for those.
I mean, that's really an obscure thing. If I don't know it, and I really, then it's something very obscure. Bruce Gentry.
That's a lot of great covers.
You guys probably don't recognize this, but the guy that wrote the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, what's his name? Adams.
Yeah.
He had a series that was about a private eye guy, and his name was Dirk Gently Holistic. What was it? Holistic Private Eye or something like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every time I see that Gentry, though, I think of Dirk.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Still don't see it.
I do. Yeah, it's the silhouette of a woman's lower half of her body, and yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh, now I see it.
Look at the country of Kenya and pretend it's an unshaven mound of pubic hair, and then I'll just. It's just I don't know why I see that, but you guys.
From now on, when I do live shows, we'll just run that and we'll laugh. We won't say anything, and people go, "Why are they laughing at that?"
Introducing the new G.I. Joe Adventure Team. 5 rugged men with light-like hair. They're outfitted for action, and they take their orders from this man, the Adventure Team Commander.
I've got a tough assignment for you.
The G.I. Joe Adventure Team. They'll dare anything and risk everything. Collect the new G.I. Joe Adventure Team and add to the action with Adventure Team sets. G.I. Joe, now with light-like hair from Hasbro. This is the rugged G.I. Joe Adventure Team. Today's mission, rescue stolen idol. Your own G.I. Joe will need the Adventure Team helicopter. Joe gets it together and takes off. There it is, but it's guarded by a giant cobra. Can Joe get the idol? You find out. Search for the stolen idol, a G.I. Joe adventure. G.I. Joe sold separately.
Oh, I love those toys. We used to have a crabapple tree in the front yard, and I would always hang my Joe down the string from there.
We had a crabapple tree that I hang my Star Wars figures from.
I'd go get my sister's Barbie and make them kiss. The hair on that guy was. I loved that. I liked feeling that hair. It was so cool.
Yeah, but to me, it represented the country turning on our soldiers in the Vietnam War. It was like, parents, I don't want to buy military army men for my son. And it's like, let's make G.I. Joe a hippie and he can go be out like an Indiana Jones kind of guy. And to me, it's like, hey, G.I. Joe doesn't have a beard.
Maybe if he was Delta Force or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was. He was
That's
special
just how
forces.
I looked at it as a 6-year-old. Yep. I wanted the military G.I. Joes that my older brothers had.
Yeah.
No, my dad was a Vietnam vet, so I always had military. He was always buying me military toys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get kind of have a point when you're selling little plastic grenades and knives to 5-year-olds and stuff. It's like, well,
Anytime we
sometimes they
watched,
did push it.
anytime we watched the Chuck Norris movie, my dad, oh Chucky boy, I'd kick his ass. I taught him everything he knows.
Well,
take care, Meyer. Gentlemen, we'll do 9 more minutes. Hit 11:30, and we'll call it a night.
Oh, is it 10:30 my time?
No, it's 10:30. Yeah.
Normal time. Your
Wish it
time
was
doesn't
10:30
matter.
my time.
Central
I'm
time is
having
the
a
only real
blast. I
time.
don't get to do live shows like this too often on my channel.
10:30. I've been asked to do another show after this by my wife, believe it or not.
Nice.
I'll
You just
explain in a minute. If you want.
are you still working? You still work outside the house?
Who are you talking to?
You.
I work like 11 hours a day. You can't
Where do you work?
retire anymore. You can't retire.
Where are you working at?
I'm in the CIA now.
The guy that works 11 hours a day, you sure put out a freaking lot of live streams.
No, I don't do live streams on weekdays during the day. You'll notice. No, I retired, but no, you can't really. Maybe if the IRS is dissolved, like they're talking, or then maybe I can actually retire, but it's not going to happen. I retired too young. I shouldn't have retired that early, so I made a mistake.
Our governor's talking about doing away with our property taxes.
That would help too. Then we could actually have a renaissance. Yeah.
That's why I want to move to Dominican Republic, because then I can really retire early.
Do they have property taxes there?
You pay taxes when you buy your property, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't think you never really fully own your property with property taxes. It's you're renting your whole life. Doesn't matter. And I don't.
Hey, Greta non grata.
Oh, is she in the comments? I can't even see the comments.
But it's a third of the cost of living over there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That sounds good, but I don't know. Hopefully, I think I'm optimistic things are going in the right direction with the current.
Yeah.
If we get these freaking Republicans to get in there and all get together and vote on something.
Well, the problem is they're not Republicans, and I don't think Trump is a Republican. I think he's something else. These people, the Republicans, and these people are Democrats, are all the problem. It's to me, it's like a new political party that rises above those two idiotic groups that are both part of the problem.
Trump is a populist. He's not Democrat or Republican.
Okay, so I've been asked to do a show after this because it's a long story. There's a burlesque star from the 50s and 60s and into the 70s. Her name was Delilah Jones. Her real name is Doris Golke. She was, hung out with Blaze Starr and Tempest Storm. I mean, she was on the cover of lots of magazines. My wife pointed her out to me on Facebook. This beautiful older woman that has all these great pictures of herself, and other stars that she knew, but she's hated and despised by these young people that do this modern neo burlesque because she's a Trump supporter. She's conservative. And so they did the same thing to Tempest Storm. She liked Trump, so she was canceled, and she pretty much invented the whole form of, that whole thing. So she's hated by these people today. Well, anyway, I guess my wife was talking on Facebook about this creature from the Black Lagoon, Universal Studios makeup. They make makeup based on monsters for, cool women. And there was a really cool hand mirror with a creature from the Black Lagoon. He's like 3D on the back of the mirror, and all. So anyway, my wife showed some of this stuff on my show a couple months ago. So she was talking to this lady, Delilah Jones, and she says, "I'd like to see that." I said, "Well, watch my husband's show." And she found last night. She found the episode, and she sent her the link. And then I said, "You might want to tell her I've got a movie poster for one of her movies in the closet here. I think for two of her movies. One was called The Touchables. About the time that The Untouchables was on TV, there was a movie called The Touchables. Kind of a more adult, but not adult like today movie." And so anyway, I said, "Well, I'll show it today," but I never did in my live stream. So she said, "Would you do a little special show after you finish with Nighttiger's show, where you show those posters?" And so that'll be cool to know that she's written a book about her life story I want to get. So anyway, I might do a show after this just for her, just to show these two posters, which she
Steve,
probably owns. But anyway, not
Steve,
that that matters. Nothing to do with comic books. I'll
Steve, do
shut
you
up
see
now.
that picture right there? No, I'm listening to you.
What am I looking for?
No, you can't see it probably, but that's Gratu right there. See him?
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah,
Where?
down in the
He
left corner.
almost,
Oh, you mean on my wife's picture?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't always have gray hair. And
How
that's
long
not that
you
old because
how
I've known her a little
how
more than a decade.
how long you guys been married?
Well, we were married 12 years ago, I think. Getting me in
Okay.
trouble, Nighttiger. I don't remember the number of years.
When did you go gray?
When did I start going gray?
Or
I don't know.
did you color your hair back
It's
then?
happened gradually, huh? Did I
Did you
ever
color
color
your
it?
hair black?
My hair color is supposed to be brown, but before those, before I met my wife, I think I dyed it a couple of times, but I don't think I've dyed it since I met her. I don't know,
Let's see
but
that picture.
there's no real point in it. You're not fooling anybody.
Yeah. Women can get away with that stuff, but I don't think guys so much anymore. I mean, I'm getting my gray hairs on the side. My beard's totally white, so I've never done anything like that.
My
Well,
son
I
came
thought
over.
about one day on my show, yeah, maybe I could do it over the summer because I'm off during I was thinking of taking a magic marker and start trying to color it in. That looked like a magician. But it's like, here, guys, here's how to look younger, just as a prank. But then I don't know, maybe it would stick there. And for a few days, I couldn't leave the house because I looked like an effing idiot.
My son came over the other day and I answered the door and he goes, "Dad, your hair looks so good with that gray." He goes, "I'm being serious." I don't know if you even see it.
Okay, let's see. I don't see any gray. It looks dark to me. You never take the cap off. It's very.
Yep.
Oh, I do.
You always have the sunglasses and the cap. It's like.
It's my look. It's my signature.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to the comic vet. He just showed up. Hey, brother.
What are people saying? Been 11 years. Okay, I was right. It just there weren't 12, but it was not only 11 years married. I don't know anything.
He has gotten like me. Our hair only gets darker as we get older. Our hair is almost black. Where it's dark, that is.
As bad as when I won't talk about. Certain hairs go gray. That's when it gets. Oh no, you don't want to talk about that.
You don't want to find those, do you?
Well, you will. You guys, I think, are a little bit younger. Well, how old are you guys?
I'm 53.
53. Oh, I've got 7 years on you. You're 53 also.
No, I'm 58.
58. Oh, you're almost my. Okay, I'm shit. Now I know what it feels like to be Eric Breen. I'm the oldest guy on the show.
How old are you?
Well, I just turned 60.
Okay. Oh, nice.
April.
You made it, man. You made it.
Yeah. And then I see, Kevin's telling me my favorite wrestler just died. He was 60. It's like, oh shit, that's a Sabu. I said, who's Sabu? He was
Hey,
explaining who Sabu was
I
for me.
remember Sabu.
It's like,
my
man.
dad died when he was 41, so
Yeah.
my mom died when she was 39.
Yeah, you really can't complain because every year is a blessing. Every day is a blessing. When you're
That's
here,
my prayer in the morning. Thank you for letting me breathe another breath
yeah.
of air on the earth.
And like Steve Martin had white hair by the time he was 20.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah, my wife has salt and pepper hair. She has a little bald spot on the back, but she says, no, that's just because my hair is not growing.
No,
It's growing. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to mention it again.
This guy that's in the chat is, I want to mention the Immortal Biggie Shack. If he's the guy I'm thinking of, is he the guy that's kind of has this persona as a wrestler with a belt and everything?
Yeah.
I keep talking about something he did once. I think he was on with the Comic Collector Geek or something, and they were talking about who did a cover, what artist did a cover, and most people say I could be wrong, but I think that blah blah blah. He says I could be right, but I thought, man, that's a great way to say it. I could be right. I like that. So, Mr. Immortal Biggie Shack, I salute you. I don't even know if you intended to do that or if that was an accident, but I thought, man, that's a good way to look at life, and glass half full instead of glass half empty. In other words, I'm probably right, you bastard. It was this artist that drew that cover. I could be right, but blah blah blah. That was
I
good.
like the people that go, I'm almost positive.
Or these guys, I think Biggie Shack doesn't need the guy that's smoking in his comic book room. He's the guy that's gonna someday
And that
gonna
guy,
get these
that guy
comics
made
and they're gonna reek.
Shoot, I
He's the
got a
guy that
comic
does
from
it to those
somebody and I
comics.
took it out of the bag and I'm like, I had to shove it right back in and throw it away. They sent me like 5 comics and every one I couldn't breathe.
From him? From Biggie Shack?
No, from somebody
No,
else.
somebody else. Well, I see these people doing these videos. I think Silver Age Dave may have done it once where he had this tray and he was showing how to put the comic in there and put some crystals down below it in a way to absorb the smoke out of comics. And then I just see these guys puffing or smoking pot. They're all these 1,000 years, the Galactus trilogy this close from their smoke.
I did that. It took me like a week. I put a comic in there from a smoker. It took in a chamber with and I sprinkled baking soda all over
Yeah.
it. It took
And
about
it
a week.
works. It takes it out. It really
It takes a
never
while
goes back.
though. It takes a while. I mean, you can smell it, but it's so faint that it won't bother you. Someone's smoking. I heard it. All right,
Yeah,
let's see.
he's the king of his lair. I like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Biggie's cool.
I'm not insulting anyone. I just think it's funny and cool.
Even if you are, we
Some
don't
people
care.
think I'm insulting them, but I'm not. I think he's a cool character. It's good when you create a whole persona and character for YouTube, and instead of just here is a cover, here is another cover, or that guy. What? No, you're not. You're a cool, interesting person. Man, I don't want to insult people. But there's one guy that he's
We're
famous for
talking about
insulting
you,
people,
Biggie.
but he talks like this. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about. I think you know who I'm talking, but it's like I am talking to you today about how to be a real comic book collector. It's like it's the most natural hand movement you possibly could have.
Is that Collected Chaos?
No, I can't. What is his name?
You ever watch Collected
Think of it
Chaos?
now.
I just
Sticky
like to watch
Goose.
him.
I am Sticky Goose, and I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah,
talk to
he
you
does.
today about a new thing. It's like
I
he's
don't
trying
like
to
that guy.
hypnotize, or he's trying to direct an airplane into the runway.
I like watching Collected Chaos because he has such a unique personality. I just like watching him.
What does he do? What is his shtick?
He used to used to own a comic shop, and he does cleaning comics and stuff. He's about our age. He lives in Texas.
I probably subscribe to him. I just, the people that do interesting things that make you remember them, then you remember them. It's like, even if they're annoying things,
You should,
they,
Myers, should blow it in your comics, and then when you go to read it
there's
next time, you won't have to fire up.
there's
You just smell the
there's a
comic.
guy that does claim sales, and he's like, here's a comic, and then he just keeps licking his fingers and turning the pages of Spider-Man number 30. And then turning the page, he's putting his DNA on every page. You can get this from. It's like, what are you, an old school teacher from the 50s, man? I can't turn the page of a comic book without licking my fingers. Oh God, it just makes me nauseous. But he's actually a
Actually, I
cool
was
guy.
at the
But
supermarket fighting with that bag to get it to separate, and the lady goes, "Just lick your fingers like this." I'm like, "Oh shoot, that works."
yeah, it's really great when the lady bagging your groceries licks your fingers.
I was in the grocery store today looking at mouthwash, and I didn't want to. I got home, and I knew I had to go shopping because I only have off tomorrow. My wife's gonna be home tomorrow night, so I didn't want to run all the way across town to Walmart. So I went to Publix, but I'm standing in front of the mouthwash because I need it. But I'm like thinking, dang, if I go to Walmart, this would be so much cheaper. And I really don't want to buy this, but I got to have it because I'm completely out in my truck and at home. And this lady comes by, about my age, good looking blonde. She stops. She goes, "Oh, excuse me." And she goes by, and then she has to get mouthwash too. So she wants to be in front of me. I'm like, "No, no." So I start talking to her. Go, "Yeah, I really don't want to buy this mouthwash, but I have to. And I don't want because I didn't want to run to Walmart." She goes, "Because she must live in the neighborhood." She goes, "Oh, I know. Wish they had a Walmart right here." So I started talking to her for a while. We started chit chatting, and then I'm like, "Hi, I'm Mike." She's like, "Hi, I'm Mary Lou." I'm like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." And I'm like, "Mike, move on, move on." She's a really good looking lady about my age. I'm like, I don't want to keep talking to her. I felt guilty, you know. But it was a fun conversation. I just like talking to people. Just start talking to them. I don't care who they are.
Well, I was looking at old scrapbooks on Mother's Day and looking at pictures of my mom with a cigarette like right next to me when I was a baby, and some uncle was like holding a bottle up to the baby with a cigarette this close to the kid's head. And it's just how things used to be. But I remember my mom had a guilty conscience in the 70s. And remember those Ronco commercials for the smokeless ashtray? It was some
Yeah.
gimmick. It was supposed to suck the cigarette smoke up and then pump out clean, healthy air. It never worked. But I remember the sound of that. Then that failed, and then she started to smoke outside on the back porch. But the smokeless ashtray, that's one of those funny things. Someone should do a YouTube video about that.
Why are the comments not showing? Oh, there you go. Yeah, and then they had the foldable fishing pole with the other one. Remember that? It was about big, and you pull it half and put it in your pocket.
You're turning
Do you
into a
remember that?
Cylon. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I'm not. Maybe it's me.
Did you ever?
Yes,
Yeah, he's breaking up pretty bad. Did
Was
you
it
ever?
him or me?
Him. Nite.
Okay. He was turning into a Cylon earlier when he was driving a truck on my show.
must be using the internet.
You've used up the entire internet for the state of Florida tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, it's getting slow. Can you guys hear me?
I hear you fine now.
Oh, it's getting slow. I can't click on them. They don't show up.
The 976 party line.
Probably hear me now, but hey guys. Okay.
I get like every 3 seconds I hear him say a word.
In a minute.
He's been frozen on the screen for at least 5 minutes. Oh boy.
The wonders of technology.
Darn it.
Sometimes I wish that the internet had never been. Oh shit, he's gone on his own show. That's terrible. Because we're good people, he's safe. But if I think that Sticky Goose was bringing on Comic Tom,
Yeah.
because he had all this money, and he during the pandemic he thought, well, collecting comics might be fun. I'll watch these people on YouTube and learn how to collect comics. And then he felt like Comic Tom had steered him wrong, so he brought him on to confront, like a journalist. I'm going to confront this guy that fucked up my life, and then he got kicked off his own show, and Comic Tom was left to take over a live feed on Sticky Goose.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
I kind of wonder if he actually quit the live stream himself, other than got kicked off. Because I know what you're talking about. I've seen part of that.
Yeah,
and they had. He said he had a little spat with him, but that's Sticky Goose's persona anyway.
Yeah,
it's. He still froze.
Biggie Shack saying, "I pray every night to ask for forgiveness." I'm not really following the chat, but I don't. That's hilarious. Well, maybe he's, but damn, man. So when my wife was out of town a couple of weeks ago, it's like, I'll do a show on internet. That's what you do when you're a free guy for the night. I'll just go on YouTube and I'll drink a beer. I'll be really wild. I'll drink one beer. It's a bunch of.
Sometimes not so good, is it?
No, I just
Here? Am I here?
You're back.
All right.
And we didn't curse at all while you were gone.
I could see you guys the whole time, but let me close the show. I know something's going on with the internet right now.
Yeah. I'm supposed to do another show after this.
All right, guys. Everybody have a good one.
All right. Take care. Thanks for tuning in.
See you guys. Have a good night, man.
Take care.